Good evening, friends. It is Wednesday, and that can only mean one thing. Tomorrow is Thursday. And as luck would have it, we're going to play D&D tonight as well. So happy hump day, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Wily Hobbit Syndicate collection of TTRPGs. I am Wily Hobbit. Scott to Earthlings, Wily Hobbit to all of my fellow nerd hobbyists. And I am super stoked that we are playing some D&D tonight, 5th edition. We do have an absence. There is a missing bit of life in the Force tonight. Tanner will be unable to join us for having work commitments. So that's so sad. So I'll try not to kill his character off. I will pilot Tanner Skywalker, or Ryan Seacrest, whatever his name is. I'll pilot him as needed. Let's go around the horn and meet our co-conspirators, the Company of the Looming Eye. Let's start this time. Gideon, why don't you go first, since you didn't get to speak at all last week because we missed you.
Hi everybody, I'm Gideon on the inside across the internet, and I'm playing Null, the necromancer who now has a pet dead horse and is very happy about it.
Yes, and this is not causing any problems
Nope.
with anyone. Everyone is so pleased about the presence of a skeletal horse that
Everybody loves Herschel. That's the
It's-
show now.
everybody loves Herschel. Yeah, we're probably going to rename the game. No longer Dragon of Icespire Peak, but everyone loves Herschel.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves Herschel. Actually, I made that up. Everyone does not love Herschel. So but Gideon does.
Don't tell Herschel that.
We won't tell Herschel that. Yes. Okay. Well, the good news about a skeletal horse is they don't have feelings. So
Can't say that, man. He has
they're not
feelings.
they're not very thick-skinned, but they don't have feelings. Yeah.
You might say they're dead on the inside.
That's right. Well, not to beat a dead horse, but let's keep moving on with I mean, and so it goes. It's already turned to a shit show, and we're like 2 minutes in. All right, let's go to right beside Gideon and meet Dave. Jacob. Yes,
Hey.
it's you.
I'm Dave. Hey Wilson on the social medias. I'm playing Jacob Everfleet. Thank God, nobody got the name wrong this time. And
It's early.
Jacob. Oh yeah, tell me about it. Jacob is a halfling cleric, trickster cleric of Brandavirus, and they're just along for a good time right now. Because what could go wrong in
I mean,
a hole full of dwarves that have been dead for years?
everything is perfect. Everything couldn't be more ideal. All right. Notice my cameras are a little out of order now that I pay closer attention. Let's hear from our friend Von Felt.
Hello, I'm Matt. I play Von Folt the Archer. He's actually just a fighter champion specialist archer. Von Folt likes Herschel. He's about that. He thinks it's great. Ultimately, he's just here to have a good time, shoot stuff. And I'm Matt / Dungeon Glitch all over the internet.
Nice. Excellent. Very well. Very nice. Ethan.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris, WikiVA on Discord and Twitch. I play Ethan, the Oracle of Sadras. He's a human diviner. I used to diligently keep track of his level, but since he's become the Oracle of Sadras, he's all powerful and level doesn't even matter anymore.
I had a feeling that was going to play out that way.
Yeah. So who is Ethan? Think of your best friend, someone you would tell all your secrets to, someone you would confide in, and someone who would listen and give you the shirt off his back. That is Ethan, the Oracle of Cyprus.
This is my oh hell no face. Yeah. Yeah. Right. You're not deluded in any way, shape, or form. Okay, and certainly not least, but definitely last this time, Ezralyn.
Hey, I am Miss Misery. I play Ezralyn, who is a level 5 half-orc fighter. She's the only sensible person in the department. Oh, God, work shit. Damn.
That's awesome.
We're actually just all the IT department for
Yeah, that's right.
Fandolin.
Yeah, it's the Fandolin IT group. That is awesome.
Ethan's actually in management, so
Actually, no, that sounds about right for management in an IT department. Yeah, no,
You have
that's perfect.
summed it up. As a leadership skills development professional, no. Maybe you are in management, but you're not in leadership. Yeah, that's it. All right, awesome. The department is ready. So, we are in an interesting spot here in our little game. We're playing the Dragon of Icespire Peak, as you can see by the incredible graphics. And we're getting sort of to the end of this thing. Last episode, the party was summoned to a very important meal and concordance where great decisions were made and lives may be now placed on the line as the result of the aforementioned decisions. But the long story short is that the party is now, they work for the town of Phandalin. They're under a sort of a standing contract to be adventurers at the ready should the need arise. But given the gravity of the situation, the recent slaying of 6 Phandalin residents at the hands of Cryovane, the evil white dragon, the ante has increased a bit. The town is edgy and scared and nervous, and they wish to be rid of this threat once and for all. And so they've made an offer in concordance with the city of Neverwinter, of which Phandalin is actually a protectorate of the Lord Protector of Neverwinter. And so the party has accepted the request, the offer. They will be paid the sum of 250 gold pieces should they survive and return to announce that the dwarven stronghold of Axeholm has been cleared of any threats and concerns and been made livable for the more concerned residents of Phandalin who wish to be no longer out in the open and easy pickings for the White Dragon. And so once that's accomplished, a number of residents, probably 80-90% of the population, is going to move 15 miles southward and hole up inside of Axeholm, while the company of the Looming Eye, our brave adventurers, then take on the daunting task of eliminating the threat that is Cryovane, the White Dragon. And they will be paid handsomely for their efforts should they survive. Each party member is guaranteed to be paid 1,000 gold coin from Neverwinter. They'll be granted land and title of nobility in the city of Neverwinter. All of this at the behest of the Lord Protector Daggalt Neverember himself, who sent an emissary to meet with the party. And so our episode... I almost said the S word. This is not a show, it's a game. And so our episode begins. In Phandalin, in the morning, the party has just kind of finished a long rest. They are currently residing in the Stonehill Inn. And I would presume that since the sun is up, one or more of them may already be awake and moving about as they prepare to head southward to Axeholm to see what lies in wait for them.
If nobody else is going to say anything.
By all
All right,
means.
I'm going to go double check all of my ammo, gear, and shore
Okay.
up on some breakfast. Then figure out how, if possible, I can get some fire arrows.
Okay. So Stonehill, Toblin Stonehill, will have a nice breakfast laid out. Biscuits, cheeses, dried meats. They have a pan of eggs ready, kind of scrambled, if you will. Just all the good stick-to-your-ribs way to start off an adventure sort of breakfast. Coffee, tea, dried fruits, anything you wish to take with you. Very nice. Looks like everybody's getting advantage from Jacob. Very nice. So everybody give yourselves advantage.
Yeah.
So you could Lenine would probably have 5 arrows that you could light ablaze before sending them at their target. Hey, thanks for the advantage for the DM as well. I hope everybody's keeping track of their own advantages. I'm keeping track of the DM's advantages and all of the +2 on D20 rolls that were granted. So yeah, you can get 5 of those arrows, and all you need to do is light them on fire. And if your arrow hits, it will do a D8 fire damage.
Nice.
Not just the D6, but D8 fire damage.
Eslin probably would have went with him as well. And she's getting both swords checked over.
Okay. Lenine will be happy to oil the blades and get a fresh edge on them. All of that sort of thing. Anything you need to do with your gear, any armor, adjustments, replacements of strapping, things of that nature. She will have her staff immediately attend to that.
Anything? Sorry.
Okay.
I was gonna say anything for. I was gonna say maybe for colder weather gear, but I realized I don't need it. I have the ring of warmth.
Yes, we are just past midsummer, so while you are going to be heading southward, and Phandalin sits right in the foothills of the Sword Mountains, but it is anything but cold, so you're good as far as that all goes.
Well, I think Ethan would come down from his room, dressed back in his normal clothes, although still wearing the hammered tin symbol of Sadras openly, and he'd go down to the tap room, to the main room, and sit at his normal spot and drink coffee.
Yeah, Stonehill would bring you out your customary mug and a fresh coffee as you like it, and bid you good morning. What else have we got? Jacob, are you up and at 'em, sir?
Oh, absolutely. Sorry, my brain is just working slowly because
That's
of
all
a
right.
pounding headache.
Ooh, hope you can get that fixed. That's no fun.
Taking 2 mics of acetaminophen, so it should help a bit.
Good.
All right. No, Jacob will just wander downstairs and start piling in on probably some bacon and toast and coffee.
Very well.
Mostly bacon.
Mostly bacon. That's smart. Yep. Ezra, were you going to say something else with the armorer weaponsmith? I feel like I might have cut you off there.
No, I was just going to describe what she was wearing.
Ooh, I'm curious.
She had her armor. She's already fully fitted on her armor, having gotten up earlier, gone for a jog, and she still has her symbol of Ulamvor braided into her hair, and she also has her iron spiral visible. She totally keeps them hidden.
Sporting old Kellamvor. Nice. Very good. Everyone's sort of kind of coming out in the open with their faith. Nice. I like it. All right. Okay, so Jacob is noshing on breakfast. Ethan is sipping coffee thoughtfully, no doubt. Noel, have you anything happening this morning? Excuse me, that was really lovely this morning.
Noel would probably have gone down to the stables just to say good morning to Herschel before, like, checking to make sure he's okay, that no one's been messing with him. She's a little paranoid that people might not be taking him too kindly. So she would then just come in, have some coffee, eat food, just quietly, maybe reading in her book, contemplating what spells she needs for whatever shit the group got her into, because she has a feeling something happened. Because everyone has fancy clothes and she's confused.
I love it. Okay. So as you all are kind of finding your way, I assume that Von Felt and Ezralyn will be just returning back to the inn once the weapons are attended to and everything has got a keen edge. And Ezra, I mean, you are so blown away with Lenine. I mean, you could have easily sharpened your blade. You've been caring for your gear for years, but man, that thing just, you could shave the hair off your arm with. I mean, she's her they do a great job with taking good care of weapons and armor and so forth. So whilst you are all just kind of waking up and caffeinating and having breakfast, into the inn comes Townmaster Harbin Wester and Alyssa Fellwind, the emissary of Lord Protector of Neverwinter, Mr. Daggelt Neverember. And they smile, step to the bar, and each order a beverage and fill their plate with a bit of breakfastiness and join you at your table. And she smiles and looks at Null and steps to you and offers her hand. Oh, good morning. Are you feeling better? Your friend said you were not feeling well last evening.
Yeah, I'm fine now, but who are you?
I am Alyssa Fellwind. I am the emissary of Lord Protector of Neverwinter, Mr. Daggelt Neverember. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, I think.
It is, yes.
I'm gonna assume, has somebody filled me in on what happened whilst I was away? Like, would Null know what is
Ezra
going on
will.
at all? Okay. It's like, yeah, so heard we were gonna be risking our lives fighting this dragon, like, officially now. I kind of thought that was what we were already doing, but...
Well, it sounds like perhaps the sense of urgency has been lifted a notch or two. Yes. Rather than wait for the dragon to come back to the town of Fendelin, it seems that once your business is concluded at Axeholm and all of that goes well, you'll be taking the fight to the dragon. It's all very exciting, and we are most grateful for your efforts and your bravery and your service to the Protectorate of Neverwinter.
Oh, it's more a service to Fandolin. I'd hate to see this town get destroyed again. It seems to have a history of that happening, and...
Yes, it does. It's very sad.
No one should have to watch their home get destroyed like that.
Agreed. Yes. That is why the Lord Protector sent me with tidings and offers of support and compensation for your efforts. The town is under the protection of the city, but we cannot spare too many men at arms, so we hired the work done.
Right. What exactly is the population of Neverwinter, out of curiosity?
That is a very good question. Let me think about that for a moment. The city is sort of having a bit of a renaissance, if you will. There's been natural disaster and all sorts of things. The mountain erupted some 50 years ago, Mount Hoteno. Let me see here. I'm trying to...
I guess my specific question, I won't beat around the bush. How does the population feel about necromancy as a whole?
Oh, that's a good question. Most people keep to themselves. I suppose it depends on what the necromantic magics are being used for.
That's fair.
As you can imagine, perhaps the folks at the Morning Lord's temple there, Lathander's temple, may have a dim view of necromancy in general, but it depends. If you can find a way to help the citizens, help your friends with it, then it is much more of a redeeming quality, much more tolerable.
Right. There's no possible, I'm not sure if you would know, other big necromantic organizations?
I wouldn't.
Well-established groups.
Not out in the open, per se. I would say there are definitely necromantic wizards and practitioners who may be called upon for very specific tasks, but groups that tend to practice darker necromantic arts tend to do so underground because they're up to no good. That is not to say all of them are, but it's usually the individuals or small cloisters who are using necromancy for more fruitful purposes, for the benefit of humankind, demi-humankind, if you will, yes. So it is not common, but, we are not so narrow-sighted that we cannot welcome everyone. Again, it depends on your purpose with the necromancy.
Perhaps there's a dark cave somewhere nearby in Neverwinter where the necromancers all gather to practice their art.
No, it's nothing like that. Nothing we are aware of.
Well, I guess it'll be interesting to see how this turns out.
Yes, it will. If you're concerned about owning property and being titled in Neverwinter, you will not have trouble by who you are and where your skills lie. Again, it depends on what you're doing with them.
I was actually just more curious if you knew of any necromancers that would have come from a place called the Village. If you've ever met any.
What? Does not ring a bell. Where does this village? Does the village have a name, or is that the name?
That's kind of the name.
Oh, I see.
It doesn't exist anymore. The last time I was there, it stopped existing, technically.
That does not sound good.
No. I just wondered if my family had made it out anywhere.
Oh, my. That sounds awful.
Well,
I'm not familiar. I'm
happens.
sorry.
It's all right. I've searched a long time. I've just never made it up to Neverwinter to check. Wasn't sure if anyone had made a positive name for themselves out there.
I see. Well,
Keeping in mind, not all necromantic schools practitioners do so to raise evil. Personally,
exactly.
When Ethan, the Oracle of Sadras, falls next time, I'll be able to use some necromantic magic to bring him back from death's door.
Well, I didn't assume anyone from my family would have done necromancy as infamously. My people were very good at healing and the arts, and they weren't like most necromancers, so...
Exactly. Necromancy has a bad name. It really isn't.
Apparently, it's a dying art, depending on where you're going.
Well, as I said, as a cleric, I have necromantic spells at my disposal for good use. Someday, the bells will toll for the dragon.
Perhaps, if he doesn't eat us.
Well, in that case, we'll just use cause wounds and eat them out from the inside.
I'll just barf on him. It'll be fine. That seems to work pretty effectively.
Yeah. Unless, of course, he's had his appropriately dosed Prilosec.
I've been working on a plan. So when it comes time to deal with the dragon, I think we'll be fine.
No,
You have
let
a
that
plan?
plan occur in a void, okay?
I'm
Get it
the
out once in a while so that we can help you refine it.
I'm the Oracle of Cyprus. Of course I have a plan.
You're the void.
And the one that doesn't involve sacrificing everybody other than myself and you, or just yourself surviving.
Oh, you're very critical of the plan so far.
Seat of the pants it is.
Right.
Shall we go to Stockholm?
To answer your question about the number of people in Neverwinter, it is growing rapidly. We are still considered a city. Would say somewhere in the neighborhood of 15,000 or so live in Neverwinter.
That's a good number. An opportunity to establish ourselves. A little bit of a retirement home.
I guess, I mean, once this is all over, have we talked about what's gonna become of us? Like, we'll get our land, but
Will mean we'll have to leave Fendlin. Well, technically.
I just mean the Lumini. I guess we'd all just sort of go our own ways.
Wester
There's
kind of
always-
leans in. Oh, I hope you don't leave the town of Fandolin after all you've invested in all the work you've done to make things wonderful and safe here. We would hope that you would stay.
I have a feeling that once the dragon has been destroyed, we'll have lots of options, lots of things we can pursue.
Yes. Especially since the dragon's been driving the orcs out, they'll probably all come back.
Wester looks over at Ezralin. You were about to say.
No, I was just gonna say there's always more room, there's always more jobs.
Yes, I would agree. There are always dangers, always threats. And a group of people, talented such as yourselves, will always be sought after and valued greatly. In fact, I would say, should you have success with your current obligations, you might be afforded a hero's welcome upon your return from Icespire Peak. Toblin nods his head in agreement, sipping his coffee, as does Alyssa Felwind. Oh, and I also had some luck with your request for a map.
Awesome.
And he unfurls a sizable bit of parchment. And I've got a map in the fan Discord, the Dragon of Icespire Peak fan Discord channel, if you all wish to look at it. And I will flip it up on screen here as well so that it shows on the stream for our friends in the viewing public, the mob that is in chat.
Look at that. Thing of beauty.
Very cool.
So, from what I understand about Axeholm, it has been vacant for a number of years, many years. It was a dwarven fortress, stronghold, for many years, and no one's entirely sure exactly why the dwarves abandoned the site. Several groups over the years have visited. None have been able to enter that we're aware of. Seems it's been sealed. That is what we know, but it's, as you can see from the map, it's a rather large complex that would afford great safety and protection for our people, as it is built into the side of the mountain. You can see the two rather large ramparts.
Now, you say it's sealed. How is it sealed?
Well, by all accounts, everyone who's ever been up there has gotten there and only found the portcullis, the iron portcullis you'll see represented there between the two ramparts at the north end, represented on the map by the dots. They've been unable to move the portcullis, and the bars are far too close together for anyone to have gotten through. Stonehill nods. Yes, I've been up there myself. And does seem quite secure.
Well, never met a fort I didn't want to crack.
The hope is that with your expertise, Wester kind of leans back, sipping his coffee, and your skills and your bravery, that you are going to be able to gain entrance. Perhaps there's some way to get in from above, or secret, who knows, but we're hoping you can enter and explore it fully and render it safe for inhabitants.
Sounds like a plan. Plan based in hope.
Those always go very well for us, don't they?
Like
What's
a well
one more
forever.
crypt? In and out.
I don't know. Crypts have never really been my friend, surprisingly.
Also, this isn't really a crypt. Place for the live. Kayla's got company.
Back in the day, the dwarves ran mining operations from this outpost, and there were a number of skilled artisans. You see, Neverwinter, back in its heyday before the eruption, before the spell plague, was known as the city of skilled hands and the jewel of the north, and some of that reputation was earned at the hands of the dwarves of Axeholm, who fashioned goods and mined and found gems and made items and traded and sold them through Neverwinter. So it is a known site, but no one's ever gotten in. Not that many have tried, given the stories about it being haunted and the like, but no one really knows precisely what that means, if it means anything.
Has anyone actually seen anything that would substantiate these claims of haunting? Or is it all just, ooh, spooky stories?
It's all rumors.
It's fortunate we have the Oracle of Cyprus here to tell us. Is Tanner with us at the time, or are we leaving him sick in bed or something?
He will be joining.
Okay,
He's there eating breakfast with you.
good. So we need a rogue that's more than just a pretty face.
He's pretty?
He's a swashbuckler.
I mean, that doesn't really mean anything, does it?
Means he's devastatingly handsome.
It's prettier
So
than Von Folk.
At some points, Ezra will make Tanner go through drills with her to make sure that she can trust him with the Dragon Slayer sword.
Wait, we gave the sword to him?
Sneak
It was
attack.
kind of a sort of a plan that came up that was pretty decent. Someone would distract the dragon while he got to a soft spot and stabbed it with that sword.
I can say it's not Oracle of Cyprus approved plan.
I think Noah would probably like burst that out at some point. Like, wait, we gave him the sword. Like, totally in character, like, okay. Just like this, I mean, well, he hasn't really fallen in combat, has he? Not like a lot.
Ezra, you're confident seeing him wield the weapon and mock combat melee with you that he will be more than capable of wielding the sword.
But is he better with a sword than Null?
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
What?
I have the fighting initiate trait now. I got this.
Are you proficient in longsword, no?
Let me double check. Hold on. I think I am. Let's see. Nope.
Yeah, he's proficient in longsword, so he'll be A-okay.
Wait, am I proficient? No, yeah, no. I don't think I am.
So Stonehill kind of leans in. So the place you're looking for is mostly due south of Fendelin. It's straight south of Umbridge Hill. You recall going to see the alchemist quite some time ago. I believe you went up there, didn't you?
Yeah, I'd say that was back in like episode 2.
Adabra?
Yeah. I mean, Null never went, but
Yes, it would be probably 6 to 8 hours from here.
Axeholm or Adabras?
Axeholm.
Axeholm. Well, that doesn't seem too far.
It's an easy journey, mostly grasslands, a little hilly. And you'll see it, you'll recognize it quite. You'll see the 2 ramparts right coming right out of the side of the mountain, the face of the mountain. It's built into the side of the Sword Mountains.
well, we kind of. I feel like part of our MO is that we make easy things difficult.
Alyssa
I don't
kind
know
of
if anyone else feels that way.
cocks
but
her
that's-
head. Why would you do this?
Well, we kind of came across a stone opening to a place and took us a little while to figure out how gravity works.
That was one time.
Yeah, but like it seems kind of on par for us. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Toblin leans into the map and points out the arrow slits. There's 2 on the west side and 1 on the east side of the 15-foot wide kind of open area between the 2 ramparts that lead up to the portcullis. He points them. Perhaps someone small might find their way into one of the arrow slits. There has to be a mechanism somewhere to release the portcullis.
If only we had someone small. We're all giants.
Jacob just snorts and laughs and stuffs his mouth full of bacon.
No, we'll just be like, wait, what was that? Just looking around.
I'm sure we'll find a way in.
Okay.
Does the Oracle of Cyprus have some sort of contingency plan?
Hope and pray just like the rest of us.
We could always blast our way in.
Don't you think someone would have tried that already?
No.
Well, suppose it's worth a shot. Worst case scenario.
But I think we'll find our way in.
Keeping his defenses in place would probably be a good idea, so I doubt blowing our way in would be a good idea.
So, no damage to the structural integrity. Gotcha. Make note of that.
Wester kind of gives a knowing glance to Ezralin. Yes, it would be best if the structure were sound and defensible, since the whole point is to have the fine citizenry of Phandalin in a safe, defensible place.
I'm certain we'll find an entrance somehow.
How far up are those arrow slits?
Oh, gosh, maybe 4 feet? They seem to be at about chest level, Stonehill answers.
Oh.
Yes,
That's
that
accessible.
seems like a good place for an arrow slit, don't you think, Von Felt? Wester kind of grins at the archer.
Should be a nice and easy shot for me.
At this,
Yeah.
Alyssa drains her coffee cup and stands up as people are talking and, just a little bit rudely, a little bit brusquely. Well, it sounds like everyone here has the this well in hand, so I'm going to make my way back to Neverwinter. It was a pleasure meeting all of you, and I look forward to seeing you in the city when you come to select your properties.
Yeah.
She shakes everyone's hand.
I stand as she walks away.
Very
Sit
well.
back down.
She shows herself out.
I enjoy her optimistic thinking that we're going to actually survive fighting a dragon.
You never
Probably
know.
why they made the
First
offer.
time for everything.
They don't have to pay out.
Yeah. I wish for once I felt like people actually believed in us and not just that we were like meat being thrown at a wall.
They seem to like us.
It really feels like we're just meat being thrown at a wall.
That's what most adventuring parties are.
Guess.
I think this will brighten your day, and Wester unfurls some more important-looking documents that spell out the conditions compensation of your agreements. One being to clear Axeholm of any threats, make it safe for occupancy, and then to eliminate the threat posed by the White Dragon to Phandalin. And it spells out all the terms. All very
I feel like
legal-looking.
I'm reading an end user license agreement. Just click yes at the bottom.
Like, yeah, we're all gonna die. It's fine. Come on.
It's all written quite simply. I mean, it's written legally, but it's not some big, ridiculous document.
Lovely paper.
So Wester signs on behalf of the Protectorate of Neverwinter. Alyssa Felwin's spidery, beautiful handwriting is already signed on behalf of Daggelt Neverember. Wester signs the writ from the town of Fendelver, pledging the 250 gold apiece for clearing out Axeholm. And then Stonehill witnesses with his signature, and they push all the documents out to the group.
Jacob will sign in a great flourish.
Faunful does as well. His handwriting's very brisk and forward.
Like that of a businessman.
Mm.
Knowles is like very tiny, surprisingly, and scratchy.
Ezra will read the entire thing twice and then just gives a sign with a simple cursive.
Ethan will sign it too. He'll sign it and send the Oracle of Cyprus.
In case there's any confusion.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we don't want a different Oracle or a different Ethan to be confused. Yeah, and Tanner Seawalker will also sign. And so perhaps one day great songs will be sung, lyric will be written and read aloud in the great tap room of the Stonehill Inn of the brave company of the Looming Eye and their quest to defend the town of Fendelver. Wester says, all full of his own voice.
Is anyone ever gonna tell this guy that it's Phandalin? I think he's pronouncing his town wrong this whole time.
Oh, did I keep saying Fendelver? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Phandalin. Goodness.
I just kind of like it because whenever you do it, it's with Harbin. So I just sort of have it in my head that he doesn't know.
Yes, I wish I could claim clever role-playing for that, but no, just old hobbitry.
Old hobbits die hard.
Right? Yes.
Boo.
Tanner jumps up. So, are we ready?
Let's roll.
That's a good Tanner.
Blink, blink. Looking at the party. Perhaps the sea bass amulet will be somewhere in the bowels of Axeholm.
That's asking for a lot.
Maybe we'll find that damned one-eared halfling in there too, and I'll string him up. Oh, no, wait, I had a vision about that, didn't I? Yes, no, probably not going to be there. Something about the ocean. Yes, well.
The motion of the ocean.
Something that I'd like to be rid of this dragon so I can go find that damned amulet.
Oh, that's another reason we should destroy this dragon as quickly as possible.
It's the most important one I can think of, yes.
Yes, because then you'll leave and go after your flounder.
No. I'm sure you're all dying to help me recover that which should have been bequeathed to me by my father.
Yes. Well, that proves there's only one Oracle of Cyprus here.
Isn't that
Thank
good
God
fortune?
for that.
Yeah, 2 I think would be a bit much.
So the town master stands and raises his coffee mug. To safety in the defense of Fandolin. Yes. I believe someone has slipped some whiskey into my coffee this morning. Here. To the Glooming Eye.
Moving on.
May you all live long and slay dragons and own property and things. Yes.
Keeping it small there. Keeping it small.
May all your dragons be owl bears.
Yes,
May all of you have fine real estate.
May all of you live to enjoy it. Very well. We'll see you after your jaunt to Axeholm. Toblin and I will be here organizing things and have the fine folks of Fandolin ready upon your return.
Yeah.
Oh, there
All
was one thing I wanted to take care of before we leave. Don't know how long it would take, or if I would have done it while I was indisposed as of yesterday. But I would need, let's see here. I would pull out like a skull, like a really just old skull, and I need that gilded with gold. Just like completely covered in gold. Would I have had time to do that?
Halia, Thornton would be able to take care of that for you at the miners' exchange. It would probably take her a couple of days, so you could have left it with her,
Right.
and then by the time you get back, it should be ready.
Perfect. Thank you. I want to be
Roger
able to
that.
get that rolling before I need it.
Very well.
Oh, come on, guys. Let's mosey to our almost certain doom.
I think it's time for us to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab up some extra snacks for the road. And good to go.
Von Felt filling his pockets. Nice. Okay, Tanner's already outside awaiting your presence.
You know, I don't understand how that guy's so chipper.
I suspect
Drugs.
there's a village that's missing its idiot.
That's funny. Do you know the name of it? What's your hometown, anyway?
My hometown?
Yeah, I feel like there are a couple villages missing some idiots.
Ooh. Man.
Behind
I
Ethan,
don't
you'll
laugh.
just see Ezra just go.
I don't laugh often, but that was a good one.
I can probably help you with that laugh thing.
If it's spell-induced, is it really laughter, though?
Yep.
Still
Hideously
counts?
so.
So you step outside the Stonehill Inn in downtown Fandolin. Fandolin, right? Yeah. Now I'm confused. It's rainy. It's cool. It's breezy. It's not quite miserable, but you can see miserable from where you're standing. It's pretty chilly for a summer day. And you know that this is the kind of rain that within an hour, everything will be soaked through if you don't properly gear up.
Oilskin cloaks it is.
Poncho.
Plastic garbage bag for the halfling. Little arm sticking out.
And we just get Ezra in a carrier strapped on the front.
Yeah,
They're in danger.
she's got a brand new oil duster, so you could probably fit in there.
No.
Does my duster have halfling sized pockets? Yes, awesome.
Jacob, you would not ever have the amount of money that would pay me to do that, to wear you in a harness. I am a gig worker. I have done it my entire life. There is enough money for that gig. Okay, there is enough money, but you will never have it.
I'll do it for free.
All right, so you make your way southward through town. A few people out waving. Word has spread through Phandalin that the Company of the Looming Eye has agreed to try to find a place for the worried residents of Phandalin to take refuge from the flying icy death that is Cryovane, the White Dragon.
And we'll get them to their Axeholm.
And so it is that you depart and leave the small mining and agricultural village behind you quickly as you set your shoulder to the task ahead, working your way southward through the cold, drizzly, breezy morning, the rain lashing at your face, coming down in sheets at times, and then falling away to just a bit of a spit and a drizzle. And after just a couple of hours winding your way through the hills, passing the pile of axebeak bones where you were set upon by the large carnivorous birds on your way to Umbridge Hill, you pass beneath the shadow of the great windmill where Sadras plies her alchemical trade. And you forge deeper southward into the grasslands. And as the dungeon master described before you left town, it is no time at all before you are soaked through. Unless, of course, you're wrapped in some water-repellent garb. But even so, the occasional leak or drip off of your headgear or the hood of your cloak has you alone with your own thoughts, grumbling and bemoaning the weather. As you slowly make your way southward, the height of the dark granite snow-tipped peaks of the Sword Mountains looming, if you will, ever closer. I mean, it can't be D&D without looming, especially in this game.
Sorry, you said we passed an alchemist?
Yes, there is the Umbridge Hill where resides Adabra. Oh, what is her last name? Adabra Gwyn. She's a midwife, an apothecary devoted to Shantae, the goddess of agriculture. And she's been known to whip together a poultice, ointment, tincture, potion, tea, or paste in her time.
Big fire.
Any chance we could have gotten alchemist fire from there?
Oh, 100%.
Ooh. I could light my arrows with that. Just smash.
Yeah, you
Use
could.
that.
You could certainly
Grab
stop
some
in
on the
there,
way.
purchase a wee bit of alchemist fire.
Fantastic.
Why are you so set on fire with stuff? Is it just because of the ice dragon?
Yeah.
Makes sense. I don't think Cryovac would like
I'm taking every advantage we can get.
Cryovane, I think. Cryovac would be what we seal him in after the fact.
I'm with that
keep
too.
the meat gay. Ooh, I just thought of a joke for this weather. Hey, guess how wet I am.
what are
Red
you?
are you?
I'm soaked to the bone. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh,
Yes, Herschel.
Aw. I hope he's doing okay. The little stable boy seemed to like him a lot, so at least he'll have a friend for a while.
Didn't we bring him with us?
I mean, no one told me to, so
They'd probably be happier if you brought him with us.
you could
Hopefully he doesn't eat the stable.
you could get. She has 2 flasks of alchemist fire at 60 gold each.
Fine.
I wonder how much. Let me see here. I want to see, like, okay. Yeah, you could throw the flask 20 feet, shattering it, and it would take D4 fire damage. I'm gonna say you could get 2 arrows nicely soaked in the contents of the flask, and the impact of the arrow into the target on a successful hit would cause them to take D8 fire damage, because this fire, they're not going to be able to get it off of them because you're piercing them with it.
Right.
Therein driving the fire and the burniness into the very flesh of the target.
Sounds good to me. I was thinking I was just going to use them to be what lights the other arrows I got. Like I could just throw it at the ground and then I have this burning fire. Just so I'm not sitting there trying to.
You could do that as well. Just throw it down, give yourself some fire, and then stick the tip in. But yeah, if you dunk the arrow, either way it would give you the same result. Let's put it that way.
I never thought of that. I like that idea too. That's great.
So there you go.
Thank you.
Roger that. Okay. And so you continue southward in the rain. You pass a rather cheerless lunch hour. I presume you probably stop and eat a bite or just eat on your way. Certainly no sightseeing tour you're on. I think everyone, to a person, is anxious to get to Axeholm, get dry, and get done with this. So the 15 miles passes in roughly 5 to 6 hours, give or take. You have to ford a couple of small streams that are a little bit swollen with the rain, but you don't really encounter any issues. And the closer you get, the more imposing the wall of granite, the front range, if you will, of the Sword Mountains. And the mountains just march southward, and they spread before you going, kind of southwest to northeast. You know that to the north and east, Nomengard is up there. Those of you who visited Ethan and Ezralin. Jacob, were you in Nomengard?
Nope, never got there.
Yeah. And you know on the other side of the mountains lies the Crypt Garden Forest and more hills. The dwarven mine that you helped free of creatures for the 2 dwarves also lies to your west toward the sea. And it is not long as you get near to the mountains, you see before you the 2 40-foot tall stone bulwarks, for lack of a better term, thrust out from the base of this gray mountain, the kind of the front lower elevation mountains that begin the Sword Mountains. A dark 15-foot wide passageway flanked by some 40-foot high ramparts, bulwarks of smooth, seamless stone. Some 25 feet in, you see an iron portcullis covered in rust, blocking the entrance. Arrow slits carved into the bulwark walls, just as the map indicates. 2 on the west wall, 1 on the east wall, are dark, indicating apparently a lack of occupants inside. It is quiet, save for the sound of a little bit of rivulet of water running down the mountain face here and there, pooling and then disappearing down a stream that runs west toward the sea along the foot of the mountains. stream easily forded to give you access to enter the 15-foot wide, 25-foot long passageway between the ramparts.
Does it look like Ethan will be able to, Jacob will be able to go through the portcullis?
Not the portcullis. The bars are absolutely too narrow for anything, any of you, anything resembling something living. I mean, they're really, really small spaces between the rusty iron bars of the portcullis.
What do we see beyond the portcullis?
The passageway continues 15 feet wide. You can see more arrow slits. The ceiling of the passageway beyond the portcullis is about 15 feet high and flat. It looks, give me perception, anybody who would like to. I presume you're kind of up at the portcullis and looking at the mountain face and the ramparts and all of that.
Yep.
Mine's +5. Do you want me to roll it, or?
And you can, gain advantage by getting help from a fellow player character or simply use one of your gifted advantages.
So Jacob got a 19 total.
Okay.
Here's the loads I was going to roll, but apparently not.
Yeah, mine's not rolling, so I guess I'll do it. I'll do it live. I have a 14.
Okay. Yeah, nice, Ethan.
I was just checking to see if my thing worked.
Just making sure the dice roller works.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
It
sure
doesn't.
it does. Yeah.
No, it sucks.
So, Jacob, you start
There
to
it
look
goes.
around. Von Felt, you look as well. You see in the ceiling of the passageway entryway. And does everybody have the map
Yes.
open in Discord? Okay, very good. And viewers, the link to our Discord, anybody that would like to see the map as well, you can join our Discord and then go into the Dragon of Icespire Peak fan chat, and the map of this complex is there. I don't want to keep the map open on stream because I don't wish to cover the lovely faces of our role players. So that 15-foot wide, and it's about 25 feet long, further into the mountain, there are 3 arrow slits on the east wall and 2 on the west wall, and it looks like steps descending to a large double door at the base of that passageway. And it looks, Jacob, you notice in the ceiling, it looks like there are long, narrow, like murder holes in the ceiling, like narrow strips where some sort of projectile or something awful might be dropped or thrown down upon anyone traversing that particular bit of real estate.
Boiling oil.
You also
That's how you get deep fried.
you also notice, Jacob, there are a couple of chimneys up higher on the mountainside that look like maybe they are up and beyond the front edge, like maybe maybe 30, 40 feet inward. You could see the top of 2 chimneys, one on each side, that look pretty large, stoneworked. And that is kind of what you see with your 19 perception. Von Felt, you would have seen everything but the chimneys and the murder holes that I just told you about, but you didn't see them.
I also don't have dark vision if it's nighttime.
Yes, it is not nighttime. It is late afternoon time.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
How about the arrow slits? How wide of an opening are they?
They're probably maybe 3 feet. You want to be able to get a good angle. Either way, they're wide enough for someone very small to make their way through, should someone small decide that that's what they'd like to do. Yeah, let's see here.
So chuck a grappling hook up there.
I got
Or-
the impression they were fairly low to the ground, which is unusual.
They're about chest high to a human.
Oh, really?
The arrow slits are, yeah.
Oh,
So
fine.
if someone were to use them, they would be just Boom. Again, you got to remember this is a dwarven stronghold.
Yeah.
Looks like that may be our best bet, Jacob, to have you go in and see if there's a way to open this portcullis.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I'm not big on physicality, shall
Well,
we say.
that's why it seems to be our best option.
Tanner might also be able to squish through, perhaps.
Yeah, let's see about Tanner, shall we? What is he, a half-elf?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which means he's about human-sized.
He's a little spindly.
5'7", 130, a little spindly.
7.
I'd say he's a twig.
Yeah.
5'7", 130, he's pretty slender. Yeah, I could probably try and get in there.
Tanner, spot on.
You know, I could pick up the orange hole of Syracuse and stick him through the arrow slit. He's pretty skinny. What do you think there, orange hole of Syracuse?
I think our best bet is to have Jacob do it. Go through the arrow slit. Perhaps see if there's a way to open the portcullis.
You know, a plan doesn't get like better the more you say the exact same thing.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you. But I think the best plan would be to have Jacob go through the arrow slit.
Okay, I'm back.
If we wanted every trap set off on the inside, or have every creature on the inside alerted, then perhaps sending Tannic and Streetwalker would be the best way forward. However,
Well,
It's,
while this pontificating is going on,
It's Tanner Seawalker,
can't emphasize this enough.
orange
I
hole.
believe the best plan is to have Jacob climb through the arrow slit.
That's fine. I'll wait here. That's fine.
while this pontificating is going on, Jacob is in fact going through the Never Eat Shredded Wheat eastern arrow slit with that's just got the one in the wall, and lighting up a torch once inside.
Okay.
I've never heard never eat shredded wheat. I like it.
It's northeast southwest.
Yeah, I've always heard never eat soggy waffles, and for some reason, like,
I mean,
that always made total sense.
who would eat soggy waffles? I would not.
I love soggy waffles.
Unless
That
they're
means they've
soggy.
absorbed the syrup.
With butter
Soggy
and
because
syrup.
of the butter and syrup. Yep, absolutely.
Yes. Okay, so now that we've got the waffle mystery straightened out, Jacob, you pull yourself up. Tanner hustles over to offer a hand to make sure you're able to easily get up to the level of the arrow slit, should you need the help. And you boost your way through.
Yep.
And you fall or drop into a very narrow, and then it kind of funnels out, and you're standing face to face with a rather large crossbow. Actually, more like a ballista.
Okay. What's on the other side of it?
Well, a large room. The room from west, and you're entering the west side of the room, is, and you can see on the map there, it's that room just to the right of that entryway. It's about 20 feet across. There's a door on the southeast corner. There's a stairway going up on the south wall, and then there's an opening on the south wall that goes further into this bulwark. It's all quite dark.
Yep.
But
So
you said you lit a torch, right?
yeah, I would have to light.
Okay.
No, actually, I don't have to light a torch. I'm putting on my goggles at night. I can see in the dark.
Nice. Okay, so to the rest of the party, Jacob vanishes into the wall. Much to Jacob's dismay, however, as he crawls through the arrow slit, his face and neck and shoulders are beset by a rather large, unpleasant cobweb. It gets in your eyes and wraps around you, and it's just that whole, bleh. It's gross. But there
Jacob
you are
will
in the
peel it all off.
You are in the eastern bulwark,
Awesome.
and there's a ballista.
A ballista.
There are 4 large bolts leaned against the back of it, and there's one in the firing chamber.
Right. Is the rope or whatever that's used for the firing pit still intact, or is it crumpled apart from age?
The rope looks kind of dried and rough. It is not pulled back, stretched to be released and fired. It's not cocked, but it is loaded. The rope is all there. It's all there. Everything is there. The full ballista mechanism is there.
Yep. Jacob doesn't really care that much about siege engines because it's not their thing. It's not his thing. I'm going to take a slightly wild-ass guess and go up the stairs
Okay.
quietly.
As you get to the stairs, I might add that as you glance over your right shoulder, which I'm sure you're prone to doing, and look into the passageway as it continues south, you see with your night goggles, they give you dark vision to 60 feet. Am I correct?
That is correct, sir.
You see the 4 arrow slits that were on the east wall of the passage you left are now on the west wall of the interior of the room you're in, each with another ballista with 4 bolts. Looks to be the same exact setup as the one you just crawled in near. But you also notice a metal winch handle, like circular with a handle on it, in the wall. In the west wall, on the same wall that, you know, if you were to roll an intelligence check and get like a 6 or higher, you might deduce that this might be somehow connected to the portcullis.
Yeah, so that would be a 15 on the
You're
intelligence
like,
roll.
hey, there's a winch that'll lift the portcullis in here.
All right, let's hope it works.
It
Give
is eerily
give it a crank.
quiet. It is quiet and quiet. It's dusty. It's quiet. And you're going to try to move the winch.
I am going to try to move the winch.
Okay, I will invite you to make a strength roll.
I was going to ask you not to tell me that.
That's too damn bad.
I am going to give myself guidance before I do that.
The instructions say,
Give an advantage too.
And a +2 you can use if you want.
yes, you have all those things at your disposal. You have, let's see, how many does the party have? The party has 36 +2s to any D20 roll, courtesy of bit and donations and subs and things.
I used 10 of them.
Only one may be used. And the DM has 3 advantages. Can't wait to use those.
All right, so did I actually get an advantage out of this somewhere along the way?
You have advantage
Awesome.
because of all the advantages we have, because people have been granting. Surely you have an advantage laying around, don't you?
I must have at least one. All right, here we go. That's not bad. I'll roll with advantage anyway. Right? 16, 18. So that's an 18 plus 3 is 21. Minus 1 is 20.
Ah, strength bonus is -1.
Absolutely.
Nice. Okay. Sadly, you needed a 21. No, I'm just kidding. So you brace yourself, and you're like, okay, here we go, halfling power. Kind of grit your little teeth, and you pull on this, this kind of, what do they call that? Suicide knob, like they put on a steering wheel, is on this winch. It's rusty, and it goes creak, and it moves about 45 degrees, or give or take 15 minutes, and stops. The party, you're standing out there like, where the hell is that halfling gotten to? And all at once, the portcullis lifts about 5 feet and stops.
I got under that.
It's 5 feet, so I guess we could crawl under, yeah.
Yeah. I will go.
It's locked safely, the mechanism.
It's just kind of there.
Is there a safety lock on it? Like a little flap that goes down into the gears and keeps it from going?
Let me check the book here.
Maybe we can jam like a barrel or something under it.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
I'm sure it's safe.
Safety first. Dwarves not into it. All right, so Jacob will scuttle over to the arrow slit that he came in through and swat the cobwebs away and say, "Go, go, 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 go!"
Tuck and roll.
Ezra's already under.
Ethan's going under.
Yep, Nell's giving it a go, hoping that she doesn't die.
Okay, so you all make your way quickly beneath the raised portcullis. Thank God for rust and things. It appears that the portcullis will stay there for the moment, for the time being. Just feels to you, Jacob, like you just got it as kind of as far as you could go with that effort. It didn't click into place, nothing locked, snapped. It just kind of went, and you could feel it grind to a halt. You know that feeling like...
All too well.
Yeah. Yes. But the portcullis is up, and the party is now on the inside side of said portcullis. It is quite dark in here, kids. There are torch sconces, but obviously the torches have long since burnt or been taken out or rotted or something, but there are no torches. Nothing is lit. It is black as pitch, save from the bit of very dim ambient light that dribbles in through the portcullis.
All right. I will.
Anybody needs light, Ezra's just going to slide up her sword.
Yeah.
Was that 20 feet of bright light and then 20 more feet of dim, something like that? Flamethrower? Flame tongue.
Okay. So it's supposed to be like a torch, isn't it?
That's what
40 foot of bright and 40 foot of dim.
30-40 or
80 feet.
20-40?
No, 40-40.
40-40, okay.
Wow.
That's better.
That's badassery. Okay, so you're all standing in this 15-foot wide passageway, and again, the stonework is smooth. There are 2 arrow slits as you're facing the double doors, which are south of your position, right? You have 3 arrow slits on your left, that's the east wall, and 2 arrow slits on your right. You can probably hear Jacob moving about.
I hope not. I'm doing it stealthy.
Behind the arrow slits in the on your left in the east bulwark. Jacob, there are a total of 4 ballistae, one of which is apparently beyond the double doors.
Yep.
And then there are 2 ballistae on the east wall down there by the most southernmost. You could see the arrow slits on the map.
Yep.
Each one of them has a ballista in it. Those little funnel shapes are the arrow slits.
Yeah, got it. So Jacob will scuttle down to the southernmost on the west side.
Yep.
And squirm through that to the door to be on the other side of the double doors to see if there's an easy way of getting them open from the inside.
Okay.
Using his quick and practiced eye. He does actually have thieves' tools.
Yeah. So you scramble out of the arrow slit and come to the double doors on the south side of the double doors. Roll me an investigation as you inspect them. You're in a 15-foot wide, 15-foot long passageway that opens into a very, very large hall. 40-foot ceiling. There's 4 huge stone pillars in the corners, double doors on the east, west, and south walls.
Investigation would be 16.
So you look on the back of the door. You don't find any mechanism or any some such for unlocking the double doors.
They're locked, though.
They are locked. They are barred.
Well, the bar can come off.
But I mean, by barred, I mean like deadbolted inside barred.
Right. There's
Not
no
not like a bar across the back doors laying in a couple of cradles.
right. That would be too easy.
That would be entirely too easy. Party, what are you doing on the north side of the door? Did you go all the way down the steps to the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to back up Jacob anytime I can.
Okay, well, right now you can't see him. Did you tell them where you were going, Jacob?
Nope.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So you have no idea where Jacob is. You know, you can peek inside the arrow slits, but because they're a narrow, kind of a small opening, what you're looking into is pitch blackness. So there's just like a finger of torchlight flickering through the arrow slits, illuminating just a little bit of the large expanse behind them.
So I'm just going to secure and lock down anything that is within 80 feet of Ezreland.
Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, it's quiet in here.
Annis Elvin, this might be your time to shine. Perhaps you can get these doors open.
Yes, let me try this with my thieves' tools.
You don't have to explain it to me.
I love the mannerisms. Just you got the speech down. It's great.
So good. So good.
So he kneels in front of it and he starts to pull some little picks out. And well, this is very interesting. I don't seem to see a lock or anything. Not really sure. Boy, that's just a tricky one. I'd use my thieves' tools, but there's nowhere to put them. Insert them?
Check the walls.
Come have a look. Yeah, and he searches the whole thing, and everything appears to be quite smooth and doesn't see any sign of lock or mechanism. The old 6 investigation.
Is there a gap between the bottom of the door and the floor?
Well, yes, there is. Just a,
Perfect. I put myself down close to the ground and just yell, "Everybody stand back." And I'll give it a 3 count. 1, 2, 3. And
Stand back.
I am going to pull out a patch off my robe.
The robe of useful items.
And I will slide that patch under the door with the intention of having the particular patch, which is representative of a pit, be under the door so that it can encompass when the magic takes effect, basically causes a hole 10 foot wide, 10 foot deep, and 10 foot across to open and span both sides of the door.
Oh, that's fucking brilliant. I'm going to give you a inspiration for that, Dave. That's
Wow.
freaking tremendous, dude.
And so there is now a 10 foot deep pit, open 5 feet on each side of the door. And for the first time, I've actually used that damn magic item.
That's great, man. Make sure you write down an inspiration. Holy
Sure
crap.
you-
Portable hole.
Well, it can't move, so it's not
Right.
portable. It's just a hole. And there's a pit there, and Jacob was sort of saying, "Okay, lower a rope down, and then climb back up here on the other side. I got another rope here."
Yeah, man. Tanner's just like, wow. How did you do that, man? That is outstanding. I guess the part where it says in the description of the space, the noise created by smashing down the doors is loud enough to alert all the blank, does not apply.
Holy smokes.
No, good job on that. Yes, so, yeah, you got an inspiration. The party easily works their way under the doors, courtesy of the Instapit. Thanks to
Hopefully
Jacob's
Hopefully that
ingenuity.
blank is treasure.
Yeah, the treasure would be like, "Who's that?
We don't want to
There's
scare it
someone here
away.
to rescue me."
Finally, someone here to put in
Nice.
their pockets.
So as you can see on the map that was provided to you by Townmaster Wester, you're in a large hall. All the squares are 5 feet, by the way. It's 30 by 30 by. It's 30 by 30 north to south. 55 by 55, if my math is correct. Actually, it's 40 by 40 north to south and 55 feet wide east to west. There's double doors centered on each of the walls, except for the ones you just came through. And there are 4 stone pillars. As you look around, you can see there are arrow slits set up high in the north and south walls. And by high, I'm talking like 20 feet up, because the ceiling in here is actually 40 feet high. Sorry about that. There's a small stone balcony on the east wall, some 20 feet above the floor.
Boy, this place was serious about defense. Jacob will walk up to Ethan with a handful of cobweb and say, "Here you go, spell components," and then just wipe it on his robe or something, whatever Ethan's got.
Okay, so what would you all like to do?
Can we hear anything?
You could roll perception and you tell me.
Okay. I'm sure that'll be fine.
14 for Jacob.
Yeah. I got a nat 1.
I got a 20.
Yeah,
Oh, what?
nine,
Sorry.
nine, oh, I got 19.
Perception.
It is quiet. No, you do not hear anything. It is quiet, and only the sound of the gentle licking of the flame on the blade of the half-orc's sword provides the only sound. Maybe a little mouth breathing from the swashbuckler.
There I was thinking he was just happy to see us. All right.
Was it we did it at the crypt? Always go left.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's
That means
Seafoam's-
east. Who's left? Are we facing south, north, east, west?
Seem to be facing south.
You have doors in the east wall, the south wall, and the west wall.
So if we went left, that would be the east.
It would. Or we could go to the west, which seems to have all the finished rooms in it, and see what's in there.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah,
At
it's
least-
probably the most livable space.
Yeah, with that, there might also be doors. We can make sure that we can close and seal that area off.
Well, we have to clear like this whole place, right? Not
Yep.
just like a select area.
Right,
Right,
but we
right.
can close it behind us.
Right, right. Okay, I guess we're going west.
So the double doors to the west.
Indeed.
The doors to this chamber are not locked. They are closed.
That's reassuring.
Oh, at the ready.
Okay. It's basically about a 10-foot wide passageway, so why don't we kind of declare a general marching order? Is that what y'all want to do?
Sure.
In front. The sword. Big old meat shield.
Ezra? Who would like to go after Ezra?
I will. This way, anything sneaks up on us, my bow will catch it.
I'll go behind him.
Okay. OS. We'll put Tanner behind you since you guys like to hang out. Then how about who's next?
No, then Jacob.
Okie doke.
Okay. So you all kind of crowd around the door. You pull the doors open, And I presume, like Ezra, you kind of shine your, hold your sword in there, and you see immediately a 10-foot wide passageway. It only goes about 5 feet, and then it opens into a larger space, some 15 feet across. But then beyond that, it looks like it opens larger, and you see a door straight ahead. You see a door on the north wall. Right around the corner from where you entered, you can see on the map the 10-foot wide passageway, and then it breaks down to 5 feet wide and kind of runs behind the western bulwark. There's a door also down that hall on the left, which is west. What really strikes your imagery as you're looking around is the smell of death. This acrid, rotted, fetid, charnel smell, and this very low sort of muttering or mumbling in some almost sort of brogue as you see a number of short, ashen, shadowy, stout figures. There are bones, there's bits of armor, broken weapons, and you see what look to be 6 of these ghoulish looking entities, maybe some 3.5 feet tall, rather stout, draggly shreds of beard, some with wispy long hair, barely clothed in tattered material. And I think I'll invite you all to roll initiative.
We got
Okay.
zombies.
Zombies. Oh, that's lovely.
25 to 20. Okay. Oh, I got to roll for Ryan Seacrest here.
Tanya Seafoam,
20.
thank you very much.
Tanya Seafoam. 20 to 15. Wow. 15 to 10.
Well,
11.
Ethan also got a 12.
Jacob,
Bon.
12. Ethan, 12.
Von Felt 11.
What's your dex, Von Felt?
18.
Ooh, roll me a d10.
D10. D10. I got a 6.
Okay, you will go before Tanner, who also has an 18 dexterity. Ezra, did you want to weigh in?
I got a 6.
Nice. Who am I missing? No, where are you at?
4.
Okay, so I did have the order correct. How can I forget my friend Noel? Okay, so before you, and I'm picturing the party kind of looking around Ezra, you see these shadowy, dwarf-shaped, very gray, black eyes all turn and look and head in the direction of the open door and the flame. And the first one, they just kind of quickly come at you. And I'm going to say that they could get to Ezra, and one is going to try to get through. And in doing so, Ezra, you're going to be able to take a swing with an attack of opportunity. But let me work these creatures first. Ezra, the first one's going to try to claw you. And it's going to roll a 17. And these things they smell like dead flesh. They're nasty. They're clawed. Their feet have claws. They're bipedal, very lean, muscular, and they're dripping gross saliva, and they smell gross, and they look dead. Does a 17 hit?
Yes, it does.
That is outstanding. I mean, darn. Sorry to hear that. Could you roll a con save for me, please?
Oh, yeah. That is a 12.
Okay. Very well. You passed your con saving throw. As you feel the cold of this slashing claw attack come at you for 7 slashing damage. The second one, that would be an 18.
Hits.
How about a con save, please?
12 again.
Okay, so again, you feel this cold work through your body, but you're still, it's really unpleasant, but no other ill effect. And then some slashy damage. How about 10 max slashing damage? Another one tries to get past you and cannot do so because you're just kind of blocking the way. And so it will be Jacob's turn at the rear of the party. You see a bit of a confrugality at the doorway as Ezra opens the door, shines her sword around. I'm assuming you kind of step in a little bit, and then bam, these things just kind of descend upon you. There are a total of 6 of them.
All right. I will. I'll take aim at one of the 2 that are on Ezra with the Toll of the Dead. So I need a Wisdom saving throw DC 15.
I got a 15 on the die.
That sucks.
Cool.
I will. The heck with it. I will bonus action. Where are you? Bonus action. There it is. Spiritual weapon. Allows me to cast spiritual weapon and attack as a bonus action.
Yep. And you can center it right in the... You could put it wherever you want within 60 feet when you cast it.
Yeah, so I'm just going to put it somewhere in the center of the crowd, preferably close to one of the ones that is on Ezralin, and attack it with a 13 plus 7 is 20 to hit.
That'll hit. What type of weapon is your spiritual weapon? What does it look like?
It's a darkly glowing razor sharp dagger just flitting through the air.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Nicer still. 8 plus 4 is 12 damage.
Ouch. Yeah, so this black ichor opens up down the shoulder of this dwarven nasty creature thing.
Yeah, it doesn't say oh, it's force damage.
Roger that. Yes, spiritual weapon is force damage.
In case there's anything that needs to be done with that. So that'll be my turn.
Gideon, you have a message in Zoom. Okay, following Jacob will be Von Felt.
All right, I'm going to do, let's see, let's take a little hop back and rip off 2 shots.
Pew pew.
I'm going to try to free up the ones around Ezraland.
Yeah,
So
there's
she decides
basically
to-
2 on Ezralin right there kind of blocking the entry into the space.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to blast the whatever freshest one there is.
Yes, one of them has been stabbed by a floating, really cool-looking, glowy dark dagger.
Yeah, nat 1.
That would be a miss, I'm sorry to say. Your arrow skitters into the room.
All right. Second one. Almost crit. I got 27.
That will defeat the creature's armor class.
Just barely hits.
All
Just
right.
barely. Yes.
I rolled a 2, but I got that feat there, which lets me re-roll a low 1 attack damage die. So I guess I'll re-roll the damage. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, 2 better. 8.
8 damage on a freshie.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nah.
Okay. It
I think
is.
if anything comes through, it might as well go for me next.
It is Ethan's turn, and these things just seem to be like hell bent on getting at you all, clawing and hissing and spitting.
So there's 2 on Ezralin.
Yes, and there are 4 kind of behind them. They just can't all get there because it's only a 10-foot wide space. Just logically, just doesn't make sense for them all to just march through and all 6 attack Ezra. So they are definitely corporeal. They have bodies, and God, do they smell.
I am going to, and I'm going to want to cast a ray of frost at and Von Felt hit one of them, right?
One has been damaged by the spiritual weapon of Jacob,
Yeah.
and that one sustained the most damage. The other one, both of the which that are on Israelin have been damaged. The other one sustained a little less damage from an arrow shot from Von Felt.
Then I'm going to go after the one that Jacob hit with the spiritual weapon. So I'm going to cast Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost, very well.
And I got a 23.
That'll hit.
Yeah, it will.
You can just see these things just clawing at Ezralin.
He took 9 points of frost damage.
Nice. Do you want to describe? Oh, never mind. I lied. No, wait. No, I lied. But what does it look like when this thing gets really ray of frosted? It's looking rough, but what does it look like?
So a thin, dark ray of frost comes from his fingertips and hits the, what is it, a duel? The duel right in the chest.
Okay.
And it sort of, the frost sort of starts, going up its chest to the neck. And it also loses movement, by the way. Not that that matters. It loses 10 feet of movement.
Everything matters.
Well, then it loses 10 feet of movement.
Awesome.
Take that.
Nice.
Duel.
Okay. Yeah, it's looking pretty rough. It's slowed. It's thickened. It still seems to be bent on eating Ezralin, but it's doing it much more slowly.
Yes. Well, and that's,
Yes, very good.
That's all I got.
All right, very nice. I actually took Van Felt's turn ahead of Ethan. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, Tanner holds up his bracers of the dagger, or whatever those are called. Bracer of flying daggers. He holds up one bracer, and out of it come 2 magic daggers. Beep, beep. And he fires at one of the creatures, and oh man, nice. Thanks for that sub there, Blue Box. Very much appreciated. So he holds up the dagger and you see these holds up the bracer, and you see these little sort of flashes of energy in the form of daggers go after the creature. One at the one on Ezralin and one at the other one. The one on Ezralin hits. They both hit. The one on Ezralin goes down and the dagger disappears as it pierces the forehead of the beast. And the other one does some damage before it disappears magically into the chest of the other one. And that sub will get the party another +2 to any D20 roll.
All right.
Very handy in certain circumstances when you're just that close. Thank you very much, Blue Box. John, good to see you, brother. All right. Next in the order will be Ezra. Ezra, you've got a nasty undead thing trying to eat you with 4 more right behind it.
All right, I am going to take my first shot. My longsword.
Nice.
It is 24 to hit.
That'll do it. Are you slicing at the one that's already been injured?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage with the flame tongue.
That's 12 points of slashing damage and 5 points of fire damage.
Nice. So how do you end this ghoulish, nasty, gray, clawed, hissing and sputtering
Right through the
little
torso.
dwarf? Right through the torso, and this ichor just starts to slowly ooze out of the wound that your sword leaves behind, unable to fully cauterize the undead flesh, and it just falls lifeless, like actually really lifeless now because it's dead, to the floor with a cold slap of flesh on stone.
Yeah, she's gonna kick it out of her way and move on to the next one, whatever one's closest, and take her next.
There are 4 of these things in the room. You're absolutely able to make another attack. And they're just hissing and they just look starved for flesh.
I rolled a 10.
Yeah, that would be an absolute miss. Your blade just right above the head. Some of the hair that's left on the dwarven ghoul's head singes and sizzles with this just horrible undead burning hair smell. Just, ooh, turns your stomach almost. No, you're up.
All right, let's see. Since I know ghouls, shouldn't do that. I'm going to look at the one that's how far away is the farthest?
Probably from where you are near the back of the party, probably a good 15 to 20 feet. There's a group of 4 of them. They're probably about 5 feet from Ezra, within the reach of her longsword. They're kind of 2 by 2.
All right. Gonna attack the one that's closest to the party, I guess.
Okay, yeah, there's kind of a pair of them right there in front of Ezra and Von Feld.
Okay. Let's see if it'll go. And that's the natural 1, so I rolled a 7.
That is a nat 1 on an attack roll, and that is a miss. I really need to get with John and score me some of those crit fumble tables. Yes, sir, yeah, I do. Spice things up a bit.
Let's see, can I do anything else? The answer is gonna be a no.
Okay. Ezralyn, when you stepped into the chamber where the ghouls are and the broken bones and cobwebs and broken bits of armor and weaponry, how far in did you go?
3 to 4 feet.
Okay, just the first square then. Okay. So the 2 ghouls, and I'm assuming is the party kind of inching in behind Ezra with the exception of maybe the archer?
Yeah.
Because I know Von Felt, you said you stepped back. Okay.
Okay.
So 2 ghouls are going to come at you, Ezralyn. And again, they are trying to claw you.
My first roll was a 1.
19. Does that hit?
Yeah.
I'm
Cool.
gonna use my reaction to actually help Ezrealyn out.
Okay, how are you going to do that, Noel? Give me a good description of that.
I come out holding my sword, not really planning to attack with it, but I use it to parry an attack.
Nice.
And
What
well, it takes the damage down at least.
cool. What is the what's that called? That feat or that skill you're using?
It's a fighting style called interception.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we did 4 damage slashing, and I need Ezra to make a con save. The other ghoul was unsuccessful in his claw attack.
21.
Nice, yeah. So again, you feel the just absolute numbing cold of this energy, this just death cold, enter your body with the piercing of these claws, but it seems again to have no ill effect to you.
Yeah, and she takes no damage whatsoever.
Okay, so go from 4 damage to 0 damage. Nicely done, Noel.
Handy feet.
Okay.
Fighting ability.
I love it.
Excellent. After the ghouls go Jacob.
All right. Jacob's going to employ something that we just figured out from feats. And as action, we'll get a clear shot at one of the ghouls that's been injured and cast Firebolt because I picked that up.
Nice. The remaining ghouls are all unstricken.
Unstricken. Okay,
Yes.
well, one of the ones that's harrowing
Yes.
our poor Ezrealyn there.
There are basically 2 on Ezra, and they aren't able to get around and flank her because she's barely into the room.
Right. Does a 13 hit?
13 is successful.
Is successful. Good. So that's... Where are my d10s? There they are. 2d10 damage. It's 11 damage, fire damage, and I'll bring the spiritual weapon in to do another attack as a bonus action to the same guy.
Yep. Yeah, you can move it up to 20 feet and attack.
And
Great spell.
That is like 22 to hits.
Yep.
And a d8 plus 4. Oh, that's a 1. So that's 5 damage from
Okay.
that. Force damage.
Okay, so you have 1 ghoul right in front of Ezralin that is pretty heavily damaged between your firebolt. A lot of the clothing that was still on it has singed away. The beard is actually smoldering and melting its way upward toward the chin. And it's not helping the smell at all. It's like BO mixed with death, mixed with burning hair that's decades old.
Awesome.
And then there's a stab wound in the shoulder from the spiritual weapon that's dancing about, hovering in the air.
A lovely potpourri.
Nice. Ethan, the Oracle of Cyprus, may now take his turn.
I'm going to cast another ray of frost,
Okay.
and I'm gonna shoot at the same one Jacob's been shooting at.
Very well.
See if I can't steal me a kill. And I got a 22.
That'll hit.
And he takes 9 points of frost damage.
Okay. Yeah, so describe how this one goes down.
So again, the ray of frost comes out of Ethan's fingers, hits it on the chest, it expands out again, taking the creature down. A little fire and ice.
Nice. Yeah, and so it goes. Down it goes. And the deaths of these, or re-deaths, or full deaths of these first 3 ghouls go seemingly unnoticed by the other 3. They're all just focused on getting at you. Like insatiable, can focus on nothing else. Anything else, Ethan?
No.
All right, Von Felt.
Yeah. Let's see. No, I'm just gonna fire away.
Okay.
So fresh target.
There are three of these dwarven undead ghouls in the room.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick a random one.
Excellent.
Let's see here. Oh, I was looking at my feats. Okay. 14.
That'll hit.
All right. Ooh, 12 damage.
Nice. So an arrow embeds in its hip.
Nice. Follow up, same target.
And it just keeps, coming in your direction.
A crit.
Nice. So full max damage.
So
Then
that's-
re-roll any die and add it to it.
All right. So that's starting at 12. Plus, I'll re-roll that. Plus 8. 12 plus 12 is 20. No, I'm sorry. 12 plus 8.
Nice.
So 20 damage.
All right. So, man, nice crit shot. So give us some cinematic description of how you end this dwarven ghoul.
Well, it's kind of small, so I'm just trying to get around, not hitting Ezralin, and using whatever light I can manage. Dodge to one side, flick one off, hit it right in the leg, and then now I got my bearings. Real quick, another one right through the chest.
Yeah. And that arrow disappears into the fletching. And the head of it, the tip of it, comes out the back. And it just falls over. Lifeless.
Yeah.
Even more lifeless. Deathless. All right, there are 2 left. Tanner will raise a gauntleted forearm and fire off 2 more of those really cool looking energy daggers. That is a cocked d20. Okay, so a hit and a miss. So one of the magical, it's almost reminiscent of magic missile, Ethan, I'm sorry. But they're most definitely daggers. They're like energy daggers, if you will. These dice are hard to read. Whoops, rolled the wrong one. Ooh, 8 damage. Nice. So a dagger disappears into the shoulder of this thing as it, it's continuing to try to get to Ezra, as Ezra is the front piece of party meat. And that'll end Tanner's turn, and that will bring us to the aforementioned piece of meat, Ezra.
I will go after the closest one yet again.
You have an injured one, just recently stricken by the magical daggers.
Sure, I'll take that one. First hit. natural one.
That would be a miss. Man, I gotta get
Try
that.
again.
Gotta get that crit fumble table from John.
22 to hit.
That's a nice hit with your flame tongue. Roll me some damage.
I am using my 8 to re-roll my damage because I rolled a 1, and that's bullshit. Only a little bit better.
Okay, so
So
10.
that is
Right.
your inconvenient cat. So that is 10 points of damage and 9 fire damage.
Nice.
Fire damage.
10 plus 9. All right, so describe for me how this one goes down.
Same thing, just quick and efficient. That doesn't have.
Okay, yeah, and it just drops again, cold flesh slamming to the cold stone, leaving one remaining dwarven ghoul. What do you do, Null? It is your turn.
I'm gonna just look at it and reach out and try to summon something real quick. See if this works. Does a 16 hit?
It does.
Alright. And that's gonna do 9 damage of just this like weird sort of pink ectoplasm forming as a skeletal hand shoots out of the ground and just grabs at this thing and squeezes down as hard as it can.
Nice constriction damage. We'll call
Actually,
it
necrotic.
necrotic damage. Necrotic damage. Okay. Yeah, so this thing, it's like pulling at its leg, trying to get forward, and it reaches out to claw Ezralin. And this is the remaining ghoul. That is a 13. Is that a hit, Ezra? Okay. It is Jacob's turn.
All right, here we go. Firebolt again at the last ghoul. 17 hit.
Yep.
And nice 13 damage. And then we'll bring the spiritual weapon around to that guy. And 17.
That will also hit.
And another, nice. 7 plus 4 is 11 damage.
Describe for me how you draw this room back to silence as you end the final ghoul.
The the flame bolt takes the ghoul in the throat, causing it to jack its head up, and then the spiritual weapon is a dark, shadowy dagger, just zips in the opening and goes straight up through the eye socket into
Nice.
the brain, and it slides down to the ground, deceased.
It just drops, yeah, like it's just a sack of potatoes, and everything grows quiet in this chamber. Again, it's about a 20 by 20 chamber. Once you get through the entryway, you see a passageway to the north. There's a door, and then that passageway goes kind of beyond your sight into the darkness, beyond the light of the torch, or pretty close to the end of the light of the torch. But again, you have a map.
Yes, we do. And that goes into the murder hole area.
Goes into back into the west bulwark.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like we found the inhabitants.
Some of them, anyway.
Yeah. What the hell happened here?
Undead. Bad mojo.
It's kind of undead. They're more like ghouls.
They ain't alive.
They like flesh a lot. They don't care if you're alive or dead.
Well, we're eating each other, so I assume that they're partial to living flesh.
Well, yeah, if you had to choose between like a steak and jerky, what are you going to pick?
Whatever's there.
I'm surprised you didn't want to take one with us.
Yeah, I don't like ghouls. They're gross. I prefer things defleshed.
Right.
Ezra looks pale and slightly unnerved.
Yeah, those
Okay.
claw wounds were absolutely bone chilling. Like, it made your joints ache. Have you ever had that feeling like when bad weather's coming in and you're just so fucking cold? That's how, and it just pisses you off. It's so cold. Your joints hurt. Yeah, that kind of cold.
Of course, the Canadians know what that's like better than any of us.
Yes, we do. And those with arthritis know it even better. Okay, so Ezra Lynn, how are you doing in terms of damage?
I am down quite a bit. Almost 20 points.
20 points.
But I'm not bloodied. She's hurting, but she's not like. Ugh.
All right. I will put my hand on your arm. Use a second level spell slot to cast Cure Wounds at second level. And that is not great. That's 9 plus 4 is 13 hit points back to you.
Thank you. Definitely helps.
Okay, so what would you all like to do? You have 4 doors, all sorts of things to look at.
Maybe we should open that door on the west wall. A little smaller room.
Straight ahead.
Yeah, that may be the restrooms.
To be honest, on the map, they look like change rooms.
Or changing rooms.
Why don't we do a quick check of all the doors to make sure that we're not going to get surprised from any of the 3, at least in this chamber? Can we get a sense of whether they open in or out, Scott?
They open out from this chamber, all 4 doors. You could tell by looking at the way the hinges are aligned.
Yeah. So they open into each respective area?
Correct.
Or into this open area?
Into each, they open outward from the space you're in.
Okay. So we'll just see if we can shimmy those doors so they're a little harder to open and work on the westernmost door, I guess.
Now, what you have there is the flooring is stone, worked stone. The doors themselves look to be thick, sturdy oak. They have iron bands and iron hinges and handles. And again, the ceilings, save from the large chamber you were just in, the ceilings are all 15 feet high, flat.
Okay. Guess we'll open the door. Get Tanner Skywalker in there to do something useful.
So you're going to open the door straight ahead in the west wall.
Yippers.
Okay, so you open the door. It's a 15-foot wide little chamber, and you see the kind of the dregs of what look to be maybe wool curtains, all tattered and half dry rotted, hanging across a rather long metal pole that goes through the kind of sectioned off walls there. And just looking back there between the smell and what looks to be a rotted, semi-cracked kind of wooden seat with a hole in the middle of it, it appears that Tanner has discovered the privy.
Yeah, I was right.
All bears have to crap somewhere. Right. Well, I guess we'll pull out of there in case the Neo O2 decides to come out of it.
Perhaps Tanakin should check the hole. Perhaps there's treasure.
He closes the door. You're the Oracle. You should be able to tell. Plus, you're used to looking at shit, so. I don't have the repartee with Chris that Carl does. I'm trying.
Yes. What kind of a haircut does Ethan have?
What kind of a haircut?
Yeah.
He has long. He has brown hair and it's really curly, really thick, and it looks like no one's ever combed it before.
Okay, so it wouldn't be fair to make a comparison to a toilet brush then.
No, I don't.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Okay, you have a door in
Okay.
the north wall, the south wall, and then the door that's down the corridor. And then the door that's way down the corridor, but you already know where that goes.
North? North.
North is good.
North wall?
North wall.
into that large chamber that's kind of the northwest corner there. Yep, okay. The L-shaped room. So you open the door to this chamber. You see a number of very kind of Spartan, meager cots scattered about the floor. Some are tipped over, some are standing. They're in all sorts of disarray. Some, the material, the canvas appears to have been rotted through in places. There are two rather large fireplaces standing cold and dark in this room, and that's about all there is. A lot of dust, and that's it. Rather large space. Dozens of these little cots.
What are those things in the
Those are the fireplaces.
Oh, there's the
Fireplaces.
fireplace.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess we'll do a cursory scan, make sure there's nothing alive or moving,
Okay.
and continue on.
I don't know if you want to give a perception roll, anybody?
6.
Okay.
Oh, I got an 8.
Yeah.
Come on, big money.
My best one.
12.
On Feltz, rocking it.
23. Sorry, I can't tell if I'm muted or not.
No, you're good. We can hear you. So we'll defer to the highest perception, which is Von Felt. With a cursory look around the room, you literally find exactly what I described. No signs of life, no bones, no weapons, just the cots tipped over and kicked around and moved. No sense of order, and there are dozens of them. The two empty, cold fireplaces with bits of ash and charred wood. That's it.
Recently charred?
It's hard to tell. It's certainly not warm. I'm not sure what fresh charring looks like,
Yeah,
as
that's
opposed to ancient charring.
That's true.
Carbon dated.
Yes. Pull out your alchemical kit and carbon date the wood. Yes. Good idea.
All right, south, I guess.
Okay. So you go to the south door, the oaken door to the south. You open the door. What's interesting, these doors open silently. Everything in here, aside from the fact that age has taken a toll, but everything in here appears to be very, very well made. The doors are very solid. They open silently even after all of these years. Hey, Andrew, Fellowship of the Tables is starting to throw around some advantages for the players. So very nice. Thank you, Andrew, for that. Good to see you, friend. Welcome to the game. So you open the door into this chamber that faces south. It's 20 feet wide and 25 feet deep. There's a door in the southeast corner. Thank you, Andrew. Good to see you, brother. And in here, it looks to be, there's two hearths in the west wall, blackened with the signs of soot and fire. There are two anvils, one in front of each hearth. There are random iron tools, that sort of stuff in here. And you hear a fluttering noise. And you see coming at you, and by you I mean Von Felt, a large, flapping, mosquito-y looking, furry-headed, raggedy bat mosquito thing, and it tries to stab you with its proboscis. And I'm going to guess that a 13 misses as it slams into your neck and is unable to pierce your skin and slaps against you with its wings, all kind of quickly as Ezra kind of went past you and flapped into Von Felt. You may make an attack against it, either of you two, if you wish, as it flutters around and gets back into the space. It entered your space and exited it, so each of you may make an opportunity attack.
I have my bow.
14 hit.
14 does hit. How'd you do, Von Felt?
I can take a shot at it.
You sure can.
Oh, fantastic. All right. 18.
Actually, you know what? I think what would happen, since Ezra hit it with her sword, it would have been too close to you, so you're like holding a bow action, waiting. You're going to drill this thing if it gets further away. and she takes it down out of the air and kersplats it. Because I'm going to guess that your modifier, Ezra, is more than 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you end this thing, and it flops down lifeless to the ground.
Thank you. How many heads did this thing have?
Just one, but it was all furry, has this long proboscis snout, like a giant bat mosquito. It's pretty small, but it's just like a huge bat / mosquito. I don't know how else to describe it.
My collar out.
It's creepy. It's just gross.
Well, that's unnerving. If there's one of these things, I'm gonna assume there's more, because I've never seen a mosquito or a bat that didn't have friends nearby.
Already.
So just be on the lookout.
No more surprises.
Yeah, so it looks like you're in a smithy. There are rusted smith's tools, like the tongs and the pokers, some bellows. Again, everything's in pretty bad shape. It's been in here a long, long time. Andrew, if you want to follow along the map that these folks are looking at, you can go into our Discord in the Dragon of Icespire Peak fan chat. The adventurers were provided with a map of the complex they are exploring. So what would you like to do? There is a door in the southeast corner of this room.
Say we check out that door.
Okay, it's another oak door. By check out, you mean you're opening it, Ethan?
Well, I'm not the door opener.
I mean, I swore I just heard you say you were checking out that door.
I said we should check out the door, and by we, I mean Tanner.
Oh, right, of course. He walks over and pulls the door open, and he reveals a small, what looks like kind of a closet storage room, and he bravely walks down the storage room and sees a number of smithy tools hanging on pegs, leaning against the wall, all rusty, but they look relatively serviceable.
People of Fandolin will have something to work with.
Andrew, they're on the west side of the map. You can see where the 2 anvils are along by the hearths on the west wall of the room they're in, the little closet to the east of that. That's where they're at. Okay, so what would you all like to do now?
Well, I think we're back out into the main room and going north.
Yep.
Okay, there is a door. Lost my writing utensil. There it is. There is a door. God, now I'm looking at 2 maps. What's happening? There's the door on the west wall into that small chamber, and then there's that long... And yes, they are all coming out of the closet at once, Fellowship of Tables. That is correct.
Check out the door.
I've been out. Are you kidding? I invented the closet.
You're like out of your out. You're levels of out, Gideon.
Oh yeah,
You're the master of outness.
exactly.
Okay, so Ethan opens the door.
No,
to-
Tanner does.
Tanner does. Okay, because Ethan's chicken.
Eh,
The orange hole of Syracuse refuses to open the door.
Oh,
And so
yes,
Tanner
hired people do that.
pulls open the door to A6. And in there,
No, not A6.
it's a very narrow space, 10 feet across and 20 feet north to south, as you can see clearly on the map. And all that remain are empty stone weapon racks, wooden mannequins upon which armor might have been set. It appears that perhaps maybe this was an armory where weapons were stored and so forth. There's rusted iron hooks set in the walls where maybe shields or bows or both crossbows may have hung. But it is empty.
Well, let's keep going up that north passage.
Okay. Is that what you all would like to do? Kind of the
Sure.
marching order here. I got Ezra von Felt, the Oracle, Tanner, Null, and Jacob in our marching order.
Thanks for me.
Okay. So you get all the way down to the end of that hall, marching northward, and there is a door on your right, as indicated by the map.
NSF Elvin, open that door.
Tanis Half-Elven steps through the party, pulls the door open, and it opens into the western bulwark, rampart. You see a stairway going upwards. You see a number of ballistae, all loaded, none of which are cocked and ready to be fired. Much the same as its symmetrical twin on the east side.
Jeez, I just have planes and trains going by every 5 seconds.
Busy place.
Our transportation hub.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It seems to me that we should finish clearing out this level before going up.
Yeah. So let's check this level. I assume that little L beside the portcullis on this side is another crank.
Yeah, that indicates a winch on the wall. Yeah, winch, crank.
So we should clear this area and then go out back into the main room and check out the other doors.
So there's nothing else in this area other than the stairs.
No, just the ballistae, the arrow slits.
The stairs up.
And I suggest we go back into the main room with the 4 pillars and head south.
Yep, agreed.
So, you're going to go back into the mustering hall and head south. Is that correct?
Sure.
Okay. So, in doing so, you see the double doors. They are not locked. Tanner will open them dutifully and hold them open so that the party may pass through. You have a 15-foot wide chamber. You have arrow slits lining the walls on each side. It is dark behind them, and that leads to yet another set of double doors.
All right. Let us proceed. To the double doors and beyond.
Okay, the double doors are not locked. They open silently, and they open into a large chamber, as you can see on your map. It is many feet across, just 20 feet deep, and then there is a sort of an inset in the far wall that is a dais with a couple of steps up to a throne. The stench of death hangs heavy in the air of this dusty pillared hall. The east side, as you walk in, you see a large soot-covered fireplace. The deep alcove in the south wall contains a dais, atop which rests a limestone throne. On either side of this throne are granite statues of dwarf warriors. Between the throne and the fireplace, you see a hallway. There are double doors in the west wall.
Awesome.
See anything moving?
Nope.
Well, examine the room. See what's what.
Very well. So, by examine the room, you mean what exactly? How would you like to examine the room?
I'm just searching for anything. If there's any leftovers, treasure,
Okay.
hidden creatures.
Sure. So roll, I guess, perception. I'm assuming you're just kind of moving about systematically.
Yeah.
19.
Okay.
7.
5.
You do see a small door set in the north wall of either side of the wide gauntlet that you entered through. And you know by your map that those doors probably go to the back side of the arrow slits where you'll be likely to find more ballistae. You have the 2 statues upon the dais and the throne. I don't know if anybody's going to check those out. You have the large fireplace.
I'll check out the throne.
Same.
Okay. So what are the rest of y'all doing?
Quarters and corners. Just checking everything out. Walls. What's that thing at the end? Is a fireplace there on the east wall?
Yeah.
I'm gonna dig around in the fireplace. I have good feelings about the fireplace.
Okay. It's a big fireplace. There is ash. There is, like depth of ash. There's those metal racks that hold the logs.
Yeah.
As you start to poke around, the ash actually is like it's in the ash. Like you can't see it until you start poking around. There's that much ash there. Roll me investigation null. Ezra, you and Von Felt notice that the deeper you go into the chamber to the south, the worse the stench of death. It just smells bad. Golly. In fact, make me a con save, each of you. Null, what did you do on your investigation for the fireplace?
15.
15. Yeah, so you start poking around. Tanner's over looking at the double doors on the west wall. And you find nothing but ash. And that's it. It's just a bunch of ash. Obviously, this was a frequently used fireplace. How do we do in our con saves, Ezra and Von Felt?
23.
18 and 23?
19.
19 or 20. Okay, yeah. So you're just kind of, as you get up to the throne. Hang on a minute. Wow, I don't think I could do that again if I tried. Okay. As you get to the throne, Ezra, you see a flash of robed, gray, charnel-smelling, death-colored flesh. Looks very much like the things you encountered and just did battle with. Only this one's a little taller. It's still dwarvish, but it's wearing kind of robes, and it looks like you can almost see the peak here and there of maybe some gold embroidering or something like the finery robes as it jumps out and shrieks. And the smell of death is almost overwhelming as it tries to claw you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing a 9 is not going to be successful.
Not a 10.
Okay,
Get a ready shot off it.
let's roll initiative. You're right up there by the throne.
Sure.
So I think your shot, you'd have to make it at disadvantage because you're too close.
Sure.
Oh, Andrew, I see what you did there, buddy. He just gave me advantage. Thank you, sir.
Stop it. No.
So go ahead and roll your attack with disadvantage.
Oh, sure. I was doing my initiative. Attack.
Because I know
16.
you've said repeatedly that you've had a bow knocked and ready at all
Yeah.
times. So I'm gonna and held. Yeah. So we're gonna go with that. I think we should give you that, and that is a hit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't do it at disadvantage. 13.
That is not a. That is also a hit. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Damage.
Curse you.
I got 11 damage.
Okay, so you drop an arrow into the side of this thing for 11 points of piercing damage as it rushes and tries to claw Ezralin beside you as you both face the throne. And yes, occasionally my dice could use some help, although this new set of Kraken shinies that I purchased recently has been rolling pretty well. And my little Kraken two-sider, I rolled it and it landed on its edge. Wow, it's like that episode of Twilight Zone, when that guy flips a quarter in the pan to buy his newspaper, and it stands up on its edge, and then for the whole day he can read people's minds.
Yep.
Classic episode. Okay, let's have some initiative, shall we?
Yep.
25 to 20.
23.
That's Von Felt?
Yep.
Okay. 20 to 15.
19 for Ezra.
Jacob's on 15.
19 Ezra. Jacob. Oh, I got to roll for Merriweather Tinklefeather. He's going to be in at 19 with Ezra. Ezra, what's your dex?
+1.
Okay. He'll go before you. Okay, 15 to 10.
14 for no.
10 to 5. 5 to 0.
Ooh. Wow. I go next combat.
You got a 1 there, Ethan?
You go next week. Are you
I got a 1.
Yeah, I would say
I'll just
next week.
Last. We'll skip you every other round. How's that?
He's really thinking about. He's gonna really think about that attack.
Okay, so Von Felt, you have this. This one looks a little beefier, a little larger, a little taller. It's robed, but it very much appears to be the same sort of being that you dealt with earlier, a ghoul. And
Okay.
you may make another attack at disadvantage or move and fire, from a range that is within short range. When you're in melee with a longbow, that's a bummer.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna try to take a step back.
I would say, though, with the move, it would grant the creature an attack of opportunity.
That's fine.
Okay. It's going to do so at advantage, because I'm going to burn one of my advantages that I have 4 of. How is a 15?
15 hits.
15 hits. There's some good news. I'm sorry. Yeah, roll me a con save.
12. I'm gonna use a +2.
You don't have to.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay honest. I'm not gonna make you burn something you don't need to burn.
Okay.
Cool. But again, kind of like with Ezralin, man, when this thing gouges you for 8 points of slashing damage and hisses and spits at you, you just feel this cold radiate into your joints and your bones from the you don't know if it's from the stench, the energy, the malice, the hunger, but it's not pleasant. It is absolutely makes your freaking knees hurt cold.
With my ring of warmth, it's been a long time since I've felt cold, and I don't like it.
Yes, this is unnatural coldness. You're definitely disturbed. Go ahead and make your attack, having moved, stepped back enough to get back to not disadvantage.
Perfect. I'm going to use the advantage that I have for this one.
Okay.
I want to take a -5 to do +10 damage.
Yeah, nice. Well played.
And let's end this thing. 22 -5, 17.
Yep.
At advantage would be, well, if that one hits, then it's fine.
Well, you could roll a 20.
Yeah, roll
do
that second die just in case.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay.
All right, so 10 plus 10, 20 damage.
Okay, nice. Yeah, it's still up. This one apparently is maybe a little beefier than the last one, the last batch you dealt with, and it hisses and sputters.
Since I moved, I don't get that second shot, right?
No, I don't know why you wouldn't. What grants you the 2 shots?
I'll be level 5 fighter.
2 attacks per round. Yeah, you get that.
Oh.
Because movement is not an action; it's movement.
Hey,
All you did was took your movement to start your turn.
That's my 3rd edition brain, still not up to date.
You'll get there, buddy.
All right.
We'll help you there.
All right, second shot. I'm sorry, that was damage. 22 to hit.
Yep. That'll hit.
That damage I rolled previously was 7.
Okay. Yeah, it's still up. So you've put 3 arrows into this thing now. And you know from your skill as an archer that these are not crappy hits. You know, you're burying good arrows into this thing, and it's still up.
Watch out.
Tanner Seawalker from the west side of the room at the double doors turns as he hears the sounds of battle being joined, and he runs between the westernmost pillars to get a good angle at this creature. And he kind of drops to a knee and holds that bracer up and fires beep, beep, 2 daggers at this thing. That is a nat 20 and a 19. Now the dice are working. I do believe there's something conspiring against the Dungeon Master in the form of bad luck. So given the 2 hit points remaining, I'm going to say that these 2 hits will kill the ghoul. And it actually blows the ghoul off its feet backwards, and then the feet of the dwarven ghoul catch the back of the throne, and it flips over and lands and disappears behind the throne in a bloody mess with 2 energy daggers going through it. And he just looks and goes, roll me perception, friends.
I swear Carl's going to regret missing this episode.
I have a 20.
It's his best episode, and he wasn't even here.
19.
Got an 18.
10.
Anybody north of 10 hears from the eastern corner of the room where that hallway is the sound of fleshy clawed feet slapping down stairs quickly. And you see, issuing from the hallway, a number of short dwarven ghouls as they show up just in time for their turn almost, except it's Ezra's turn. Ezra, you see the first of you're not sure how many of these dwarven ghouls in the hallway entering this chamber, that hallway being in the southeastern wall.
How far away from the Mara are they?
You were up on the dais, so you don't actually see them. You hear them because of your position. But you hear running from that,
I will charge.
Okay.
Up to as far as I can get.
Yeah, you've got, 30 feet of movement?
Yep.
We'll just say you're on the bottom step, so if you go diagonally east, 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 feet puts you face to face with 2 of these dwarven ghouls.
I will hit them.
Okay, roll your damage, please.
First one. 23 to hit.
23 is a hit. Where's my... Oh.
14 slashing damage. And
14?
yeah. And 8 fire damage.
Okay, so you end one of them.
I'll
As it
step up.
sizzles and pops in the smell of dead, rotted flesh. You're just really second guessing the fire damage for the
And,
pure unpleasantry.
She'll step up to the next one. That is a 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
And 13 points of slashing damage and 10 points of fire damage.
Ooh, 2 swings, 2 down. Nice.
Yes.
They're coming down the hall. You can see there are 6 more behind the 2 you just sliced to ribbons.
Okay. I will just stand there with my sword up, looking menacing. I thought it'll work.
They really don't pay much attention to that. It is their turn. I've got 6 of them to play through.
Bye.
So, one of them races past you, seeing other people in the room. The second one is going to stop and attack you. If you wish, you may take a swing at the one racing into and out of your space.
Most definitely. That's 24 to hit.
24 to hit is a hit.
That is
No.
15 points of slashing damage and
Jesus.
5 points of fire.
Okay, it's still up.
One hell of a sword.
Yeah, it is. Who the hell said you could have? Oh, never mind. Noel, you happen to look up from playing in the soot and the ashes. I'm guessing Jacob is over there with you. I think Jacob, didn't you say you were curious about the fireplace?
Yep.
Yeah. So you look up, and one of these dwarven ghoulie things is running towards you, and Ezralin just hacks the shit out of it. It's still up, and it's spitting and hissing, racing in your direction. Ezra, you're going to get clawed by the one that was behind that one. Shizzle. I know that's a miss. So that one is on Ezralin. The other 4 run past you. I know we have Von Felt. I'm assuming you backed like straight up between the pillars, maybe, Von Felt?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I have Tanner between the western pillars, and then I have Null and Jacob at the fireplace. So 2 of these things race over to Null and Jacob. Null, the one at you, tries to claw you as it hisses and spittles. Ooh, look at all those advantages. Wow, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 advantages. Thank you, man.
Ah.
I think I'm going to use one on Null. Let's just see what we get here. All right, that's either one would have maybe hit, but that's okay. That's a well-spent advantage. How about a 22, Null?
That hit.
A claw rakes across your back as you're down there kind of digging through the ashes as this thing just gets on you, like right now. Make me a con save, please.
Yes, my favorite. Oh, thank God. It's a dirty 20.
And you take 10 slashing damage, and you feel this very familiar cold. You're taking absolute slashing damage, but you know there's some undeath behind this. There's some just dark malice as you take 10 slashing across your back. Jacob.
Yes.
I think we'll go ahead and burn an advantage on you too, buddy.
No.
Natty 1 and a 15. I think we'll take the 15. 19 to hit?
Yeah, that hits.
All right, make me a con save. As you take 5 slashing and absolutely bone-chilling cold. So, okay. Thank you, Andrew, for the extra life in my dices.
14 on the con save.
14 on the con save is A-OK. So beside the absolute painful cold of the slicing, scratching at your chest, no ill effect. Ethan, where are you in the room?
How much damage did I take?
You took 5.
5, okay.
Sorry.
Thank you.
So Ethan is in between those 2 pillars, just north of the where the throne was. He would have been watching.
Right in the center of the room next to Von Felt?
Right.
Okay.
Von Felt would have back towards him.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so 2 ghouls round the corner and head your way, but they're not going to get there. They're basically going to get between the second pillar from the east and the corner right there. They're going to be kind of positioned right there. And they're just, they don't have enough movement to get there. That is their turn. What did I do with my list of stuff? There it is. Okay. Jacob, it is your turn. You have a ghoul on you in melee. You are beside Null, who is also battling.
Wait, isn't it my turn?
It is not. Jacob has a 15. You have a 14.
Oh, right. Sorry.
But you are next.
Yay.
Jacob will flip off this ghoul with a firebolt. Which one is damaged? There was 2 on myself and Null. One of them's damaged. Who's got?
Okay, I'm going to roll my 2-sided die, courtesy of my friends at Kraken Dice, because it's shiny. And
Release the Kraken.
The Kraken will be the injured one is on you, and the one will be the non-injured one on you. And that is a Kraken. So you have a severely injured ghoul upon you.
All right. Firebolt to the face of that guy. Is 21 hit?
It does.
Awesome. That is nice. 16 points of fire damage.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So there's one on Ezra, one on Null, and 3 headed in the direction of Tanner Von Felt and Ethan. I already gave you their position. Anything else you'd like to do there, Jacob?
Nope, that's it.
All right, very good. It is now Null's turn.
Oh boy, I got some ideas. So basically, what you're going to see is Null's going to reach back to her wound, rip off a piece of her own flesh, crumple it up with something in her hand, and say some really dark fucking words. And the royalty ghoul that we killed earlier is going to start vibrating as his skeleton literally shoots out of him and starts running towards the 3 that are attacking our glass cannon friends and throws itself at them.
Okay. Consulting the map. I'm the map. Has ample movement to get from the behind the throne down and to the right, and you're commanding it to go to the 3 ghouls, intercepting them. Okay.
I'm commanding it to basically throw itself at the 3 ghouls to like knock them down.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna, let's see, what would that, let me just kind of see how I would like to officiate that.
You hear a wet slurping sound as the skeleton leaves the rotting
Yeah,
flesh.
it's crazy, man. This thing separates itself and starts to clatter noisily, like almost like rocks down a set of stone basement stairs, right? And it runs over and just lunges across. And I'm just going to make an unarmed strike at the 3 ghouls. I'm going to say the most it could get would be 2 of them, because there is a 10-foot space there. So, and this thing is clearly not 10 feet tall. It's dwarven, but it's a little taller than the dwarves. So 2 of them, it's going to make an unarmed strike on 2 of the ghouls.
All right.
That is a freaking nat 20, because fuck you, dice. And a 9. So he hits. Unarmed strike is just D4 plus strength, correct? We'll go with that. 3 damage to one of the ghouls. And it clatters to the floor in front of them. That's twice I've critted on behalf of things attacking my monsters. I just want you to know that.
I'm good with that.
Okay. So, nice. Very cool. Anything else, Null?
Summoning it and having it run is kind of like my only actions that I can do. So
Okay.
that's all I got for now.
Yep. All right. Very good. That brings us to Ethan. Would you like to participate?
Oh, it's not over?
Nope.
God, these guys are slackers.
So you basically have a skeleton and 3 ghouls kind of diagonally about 10 feet from you between the second pillar and the rounded corner there just east of the throne dais.
And how close are they to one another?
They're probably within 2 or 3 feet of each other, kind of in a line facing west.
Oh, that's perfect.
They're in like a north-south line between the pillar and the corner.
That's perfect. That couldn't be more perfect. Ethan's going to take out a rod, a small rod. It looks like it's made out of crystal. And in his other hand, he's going to take out a piece of fur and he's going to start casting a spell, and he's going to rub the fur over the crystal rod, and out from that shoots a lightning bolt, which will go after all of them in that line.
Now remember, you're angling toward them. In order to do that, you'd have to get in their line. Their line is going due north and south between the pillar and the corner.
Okay.
And you're between the center pillars, which is at an angle to them, so I don't know how you would do that. See what I'm saying?
So I can't step out?
You could, but
Yeah,
there's a
get in.
pillar between. You'd have to move right into melee with them
No, I don't want to do that.
and be between the northernmost ghoul and that pillar.
All right. So I can't get them all.
No, you can get one or one.
Oh, I don't
And you could. I'll let you get any of them. but only one.
No, I don't want to do that then.
I was wondering when you were worrying about that lineup. I was like,
No, I don't want to do that then. Well, how about a 15-foot cone? Could I get them all that way?
You could get all of them, including the skeletal dwarven ghoul Castellan.
That's even better. I'll do that. So I'm going to cast Burning Hands.
That's what I thought you were going to be doing initially.
And I'm going to cast it as a second level spell.
Do I have a save, like a dex save or anything cool like that?
You do. It's a Dex 15.
I'll do a dex save for my Skelly Man.
Okay. He gets a +2
All right.
for his modifier. You say a 15?
Yep.
Okay, G1 saves, G2 saves, and G3 does not.
All right.
Skelly Man saves.
So the damage is 20. So the one who didn't save takes 20, and the others take 10.
Okay.
Fire damage.
Okay, the one that didn't save is now at peace.
Good.
I'm trying to determine here. Okay, it becomes a skeleton. And it saved, and it took 10 damage, so it has 3 hit points. Gideon, if you want to track that.
Yep, got it.
Okay. And then the other 2 took 10. Very good. And what else, Ethan?
So I'm going to who's near me?
You have Von Felt very close to you.
So I'm going to back up so that he's the more tasty looking target.
It's my job.
Very well. So maybe just another 5 feet closer to the door, kind of halfway between the line of the pillars and the double doors.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Perfect. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, Von Felt, you are essentially 10 feet away from a skeleton and 2 ghouls. You see that Null and Jacob are engaged with one. Actually, just Null is, and Ezra has one as well. Null is at the fireplace. Ezra is at the mouth of the hallway.
They seem like they can handle this stuff right now, so I'm going to finish off these first 2. See if we can free up our Oracle of Cyprus for something else. So I'll take a first shot at the, I guess, closest one or left one.
One of the 2 that remain between the pillars.
Correct.
Closest to you. Very good.
Yeah.
They've each taken damage, 10 to be exact, from the burning hands.
All right. Let's give it a shot here. 27.
Barely hits.
I was 1 off from crit, that's why. That's 10 damage.
Okay, still up.
Still up.
Looking
All right.
rough. Looking rough as you put an arrow in its shoulder. But
All
it's
right.
still going.
Let's give him one more. 13.
That hits.
Okay. 2. I'm going to re-roll it. Take an 8. 12 damage.
Okay, that one goes down.
There's one left. I'm going to use my...
Did you fired that at the one you just hit, right? Both arrows
Yes.
at the same one? Okay.
Same one. Same target. I'm going to use my action surge. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. Action surge. Check that off. One more shot.
Second turn, I believe, right?
Second
Yeah,
attack.
So
Second, I got one more attack.
I think it's one more turn, which would
Turn.
mean 2 attacks. Let me check. I love you,
Additional
D&D
action.
Beyond. One additional action, which is the attack action. Okay.
So does that mean? So would I get 2 attacks?
That is 1 attack because if it were an extra turn, you would get the 2 attacks. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally fine. I'm going to use my inspiration for advantage.
No, I don't think that's right. I think you get both attacks.
Really?
Yeah, because it
I'm fine
reads
with it.
extra attack says you can attack twice instead of once when you take the attack action on your turn. So if by definition, if you're taking another action and you use it to take the attack action, you would get both attacks. That's how I'm gonna go with that. I think that seems consistent with the rule.
All right. In that case, we're just gonna take a regular shot.
God, I'm such a fair dungeon master.
I'm a fan. 20 to hit.
That hits.
That is 5 damage.
Okay. Yep, still up. Another arrow in it. Actually, that's the first arrow in it. It looks rather singy and smells nasty from being burnt with burning hands.
Yeah. Second shot. 14.
That's a hit.
8 damage.
It's down.
Ooh, got them both. Fighters putting in work tonight.
Yes, indeed. Okay, anything else, Von Felt?
Nope, that'll do it. I will, actually, I'm going to move a little bit closer to our clerics.
No, okay. You've got 30 feet of movement. They are all the way at the hearth. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You could be right there in 30. There is one remaining ghoul that's engaged with Null. Jacob's ghoul has fallen. And then there's the Skelly that is near the 3 ghouls that have just died. And then there's the ghoul with Ezra in the mouth of the hallway.
Ezra's fine. So if I can walk straight up to the one that's on Null, maybe I can distract it or take advantage or something.
Okay.
So I'll just meat shield it.
Okay, so you're there. You're with it. Tanner Seawalker is now going to take his turn from the western pillars. He's between those. He's going to move 5 diagonal toward the throne, 5 across, 5 across. Actually, he's just going to move 10 feet. So he's kind of in front of the dais. And he's going to level his bracer and put pew pew into this skeleton as his eyes are like the size of dinner plates when he sees that thing.
Skelly man, no.
Yeah, he's like, what? Ah! And one of those will hit for how many damages is that? That is 6 damages.
He's down.
He's down.
Breaking my things.
Let's check something.
The resistance is slashing and piercing. Aren't they?
That's what I'm looking for right now.
No, it's only resistant to poison. It's vulnerable to bludgeoning.
Oh,
Okay, that's what I was
Wonderful.
just clicking through to look up. Okay, so that would put it down. Okay. And he once again, he's like, that was crazy. You know, he doesn't know why that thing animated. He's just saw the dead thing be alive again.
Second time I killed it.
Yeah, he's killed it twice now. That brings us to Ezra. Ezra, you have an unharmed ghoul up in your grill.
And me.
and you're muted.
Okay, so my blade.
I think we all know what's coming.
26 to hit.
That's a hit.
I don't have to use that feat. Just one.
How much?
Once per turn. So yeah, I can use my Sadras attack. So I'm going to reroll that damage because fuck that. Not much better, but 9 points of damage. Slashing damage. 3 points of fire damage.
Okay. Yeah, it's still up. So you put a slice across it, and it just opens up a big gash, and it sizzles and bubbles. The black ichor starts to cook from the heat of the blade. Just smells awful.
Was that my? Did I
That was
do
your
both?
that was your first attack. I don't know
Oh,
if
okay.
you were kind of cutting in and out, so I don't know if you rolled a second attack roll or not. But I did not hear one.
15 to hit.
Yes.
Yeah. 11 points of slashing damage. 8 points of fire damage.
Ooh, yeah. So this thing actually starts to bubble and crack and split, and you lop an arm off as it drops. Roll perception for me, Ezra. As you're kind of
11.
standing there facing the hallway. A glint of something shimmery and like a bluish green light kind of catches your eye up the stairwell, like it's a glow or something. Because you can see as you're looking at that hallway, right? You're standing right in the mouth of it. You can see the 15 feet. You can see there are stairs going up to the east. And that landing is what appears to be kind of glowing. It's creepy. But the ghoul at your feet is, well, it's dead.
Okay.
That brings me to other ghoul, which the only other ghoul is the one on Null. And so it's going to take a claw at you, Null.
Go ahead.
How about an 18?
That'll do it.
Can I have that con save, please?
No, you may not, sir. I've had enough. I'm putting my foot down. It's a 16.
Okay, and that's a 5 on the slash-o-meter from the claws rending your flesh. Again, that just bone-chilling, familiar, undead energy ripples through your body but does not paralyze you.
Gotcha.
Because as you know, ghouls love to paralyze so they can then more quickly and efficiently consume you. Even as a necromancer, you're just a little freaked out, but just a little uncomfortable with this.
Yeah, I use people, literally, but I don't eat them.
Yeah, Jacob,
Messed up.
you're standing there watching this thing claw at your friend Null and open up another gash across his back. It is your turn. What would you like to do? They're right beside you there at the fireplace.
I'm going to throw out a colorful curse in the dialect of Delfuntal in common, and then fire a firebolt at this guy. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
Yep.
And that's not great. That's 7 points of damage.
Seven damage. It lives. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. Oh, no, that's it.
Okay. Null, you are face to face with a ghoul.
It
has-
Can you make me a wisdom save, please?
It has gashed you horribly twice. Yes, I would be delighted to make you a wisdom save. Are you tolling the dead?
I might be.
But it's undead, so it doesn't work, right?
It still works.
Damn it. How does a 13 get me?
You fail.
Oh, bummer. Roll
And
your
since
D12.
it already takes damage,
Yeah, hit me with that D12, buddy.
2d12.
I get 2 d12s. Oh, this is gonna be good.
Yes, necromantic life.
Yeah, 18 points of damage.
Its head explodes.
Oh, damn it. Hang on. Ooh. So this thing experiences the dull necromantic reverberation. And it takes 2d12, you said, right? 18 damage, yeah. And this ichor begins to run from its ears down its neck and chest. And then its eyes blow out, spraying you with ichor as it runs down the front of its face, giving it this just ghoulish, creepy, black ichor stained on its pallid gray skin as it drops with a thud to the cold stone. And the room goes very quiet.
I'm gonna look over at Tanner. That skeleton was mine.
What do you mean?
I made it.
I killed it once, and then it got up and ran over there, and I had to kill it again. What do you
I
mean?
made it get up
Well, why'd you do that? That's creepy.
because I'm a necromancer. It's what I do. It was helping, and you just.
Well, it doesn't matter. Everything's dead. Next time, let me know.
I was in the middle of something.
Wine is fine, but ichor is thicker.
Ezra, the glowing at the stairwell is intensifying.
I am backing up.
And you see kind of the shimmery, like maybe there's something casting a shadow upon the landing in that shimmery, greenish blue, shimmery light. So you back up. Where do you back up to?
Back to the group. Do I recognize that from like the burrow or anywhere that we've been? Arrow, I should say.
It's just illumination at this point, but you could see something must be casting a shadow into the light that's in the landing, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And so you back up near the fireplace where Noel, Von Felt, and Jacob are.
I'll tell everyone what I see.
Okay.
Already.
The hallway begins to illuminate with that same light as you stand there watching as Tanner dashes over to look up the hallway and see what you all are looking at. Ethan, what are you doing?
I'm going to move over to closer to the fireplace.
Right in the front there, where in front of the party?
I don't know. Sort of behind them.
Okay, so the hallway begins to illuminate and shimmer in this sort of shadowy, almost like a torch flicker might be. And you see, coming down the hallway, the image of a dwarf in chainmail with a notched axe at its side and a shield across its back and a braided beard tucked into over the chainmail into its belt. It has, and it's kind of like a long chain shirt with a belt around it. And the beard goes in, and the dwarf advances out of the hallway, and then you realize the dwarf is not touching the ground, which explains why it's so much taller than any dwarf you've ever seen. And then the light grows brighter behind it as you see a similar visage, another shimmery, incorporeal, bluish-green glowing image, nearly identical to the first one. And you hear in this croaky, dry voice, who are you? Come to Axeholm. And that is where we will end our episode this evening.
Well done.
Fucking ghosts, man.
Ghost.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
You're the one's gonna have to talk to him.
Does anyone speak Dwarvish specifically?
I do.
Apparently it speaks...
It addressed you in common.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it was a very gravelly, raspy, dry... Yeah. Okay. Whew. So, yeah, you've explored a good chunk of the lower level. You've got the southern end pretty well looked at. The western side, there's a couple rooms across from the throne room there that you haven't looked into, but you have a good start on Axeholm. Let's, whew. Yeah. I hope that was fun.
Yeah.
Certainly thank the thousands of people that have been hanging out in chat watching all night. Andrew.
That was a really good one.
And it looks like Chris's son was in there, so that's pretty cool. Thanks for hanging out there, whippersnapper. All right, let's go around. Let's go ladies first. Kayla, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, whatever you want to share with the group.
I'm Kayla, also known as Miss Misery, and you can find me on Twitter at Miss_Misery_. I'm active on Wally's Discord, and that's about it.
Excellent. Nice. Very good. Von Felt.
Hello, I'm Matt. I play Vonfold. I am at Dungeon Glitch all over the internet, especially Twitter. I was running a game. I put it on hold because I have to learn how to draw. So I'll be around.
All right, good luck with that learning how to draw thing.
Thanks.
Yeah, I could do stick figures pretty well. Nice. All right, Ethan.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris, WikiVA on Discord and Twitch. My Twitter handle is below. I am here on Wednesdays, and that's the only place I am. But I enjoy playing here on Wednesdays.
Enjoy having the Oracle of Cyprus at our table. Yes, very nice. All right, no.
Everybody, Gideon the inside across all the internet, especially Twitter. I'm here on Wednesdays. For now, that's all the places I'm at.
All right. And last but certainly not least, Dave playing Jacob, the wonderful halfling.
Hey folks, wonderful halfling. I'm Dave. He Wilson on the internet, mostly Twitter, but also on the Discord. Do join Wiley's Discord. It's a barrel of monkeys, a barrel of fun.
Something.
And I am here on Wednesday nights playing Jacob Everfleet, the halfling. And on Mondays, I have the great pleasure of playing in Wiley's Monday game as Gears, the Warforged Warrior. And that happens at 7:30 at night, so do join us then as well.
Nice. All right. Very good. And again, I'm Wiley Hobbit, Scott to the Earth people. Hopefully next week, Carl Carnage on the Discords will be able to join us and play his character better than I can, obviously, because it's his character, not mine, but happy to pilot him through some combat and so forth and continue harassing the mage. You can catch D&D here on, you can see the game schedule I put in chat, Monday at 7:30, Wednesdays at 7. We have a Greyhawk game going now, Sundays at 1. And then we've got, I'm going to be playing in a game for Jasper's Game Week is coming up next week. It's going to be played on the D&D Beyond channel. It's going to be hosted a number of games on the Mini Terrain Domain Twitch channel. And the game I'm in has a celebrity DM whose name escapes me. I think, Dave, aren't you in that as well?
I'm in that as well.
Yeah, we are playing on Tuesday evening at 7 Eastern time.
Sadie's DMing that one.
Sadie's the DM, and it's a murder mystery sort of thing. And we're going to be playing that on the Mini Terrain Domain channel. And if you're not familiar with Jasper's Game Day, it's a very, very near and dear to my heart fundraiser to help with suicide prevention, mental health awareness, all that sort of stuff. So look for that. And then a week from Saturday, we have a game, the second half of my Giants game that we ran in Greyhawk from GaryCon. So we're going to finish that one up. So lots going on. So thanks for hanging out. And I will see you all very, very soon. Thanks for chilling. And next game here is Sunday at 1. Everybody have a good night. Thanks for playing, friends.
Bye. Thank you.
Woo! Yay. Can't find the cursor. There it is.